Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the field for tonight's ceremony honoring BSU's legendary head football coach, Peter Mazzaferro. Peter Mazzaferro spent over 45 years coaching college football, including 38 seasons on the Bridgewater State sidelines from 1966 to 2004. The foundation of the Bears football program, Peter's passion and dedication to the sport of football is immeasurable. He amassed 210 wins in 41 seasons as a head coach, with 195 of those coming at Bridgewater State. Peter guided the Bears to 5 postseason appearances, including NCAA tournament bids in 1999 and 2000. He was named the New England Football Writers Division 2/3 Coach of the Year in 1989 and 1999, and was the 1996 recipient of the George C. Cairns Award for outstanding contributions to college football in New England. In 1999, Peter was honored by the All-American Football Foundation with the Lifetime Achievement Award. In 1979, Peter petitioned the Edaville Railroad to aid in prompting the local rivalry between Bridgewater State and Massachusetts Maritime Academy, and thus the Cranberry Bowl was born. Edaville donated the original Cranberry Scoop, which is the trophy given to the winning team each year. 44 years later, the Cranberry Bowl still holds a special place in the hearts of so many, thanks to the efforts of Coach Mazzaferro. Peter also served 34 years as an associate professor in the Department of Physical Education during his tenure at Bridgewater State. Joining Coach Mazzaferro on the field is President Clark, Vice President of Student Life, Dr. Joe Orovec, Associate Vice President and Chief Development Officer, Ellen Cuddle Oliver, Associate Vice President for Athletics and Student Wellness, Dr. Mary Beth Lamb, and representing the BSU Football Alumni Council, Phil LaFavor. Assisting with the unveiling are football captains James Cahoon and Adam Couch. In 2021, along with the construction of the Bear Paw Pavilion, the artificial turf field was renovated. Thanks to the efforts of President Clark and the BSU Boards of Trustees, the turf field here at the Swenson Athletics Complex will be officially named Peter Mazzaferro Field. Thank you, Coach Mazzaferro, for your tireless efforts and outstanding contributions to the football team and athletic program. Thanks to you, it really is a great day to be a Bear.
A pair of firsts on a humid Friday night in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. The first ever match on the newly renamed Peter Mazzaferro Field at Swenson Athletic Complex on the campus of Bridgewater State University, and the first ever meeting in either program's history between the BSU Bears and the engineers of the Worcester Polytechnic Institute. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Bears Football on BTV and the Bears Sports Network. I'm Matt Donahue.
And I'm Luke Mansfield.
These two teams coming in two different places. WPI absolutely crushing Worcester State last week. Bears, meanwhile, hunting for their first win of the season in their first match, a defeat on the road at MIT last weekend.
Yeah, the Bears lost 41-27 to MIT. They allowed 433 total yards, but the big thing was 178 of those came on the ground as the kickoff goes out of bounds.
Engineers electing to receive. It'll be a touchback to their 25.
So WPI in their win against Worcester State, it was a 44-13 game. They jumped out to a 21-0 lead, didn't look back the entire time. They only allowed 211 yards of total offense for Worcester State. So they had a very nice game on defense.
A strong defensive game like you mentioned, but they're going to have to start out playing an offensive game. For WPI, it's Stephen McDonald, the starting quarterback. Taking the snap, he'll hand off initially. And not really much of anywhere to go on the first play of the game. Bears defense trying to match that engineer prowess.
McDonald, 18 for 25, 177 yards, 2 touchdowns with a long throw of 32 yards last weekend. That'll be 2nd and 8 from the 27 for WPI.
McDonald looking for a throw, finds his man, and it is dropped, an incompletion. That was Herzig, the senior from Hubbardston, was the target. It'll bring up 3rd and 8.
Herzig doesn't drop a lot of those. 7 receptions, 104 yards, 2 touchdowns during their last game. So he had quite the game in that victory over Worcester State.
Bears looking to force a crucial 3 and out on the Engineers in the first drive of the game. 3rd and 8. McDonald seeking his man. That is disrupted and forcefully incomplete. What a tip by Martins. And it'll be the WPI punt team rolling on out.
Fantastic play by Jonathan Martins, able to get past the offensive line and bat that one down. Bears working quickly on defense. Martins just in his sophomore year out of Franklin, Massachusetts, making a big play in the first home game of the year.
Using all of his 6 feet and 2 inches to his advantage. Nick DeMazy, first in the rotation at punter. That one's going to bounce, and it's going to end up landing in Engineer territory. That's a tough lie for WPI. Bears are going to start out their first drive of the game on the opposite side of the field.
So we talked a little bit. The Bears lost to MIT last weekend. James Cahoon, 25 for 46, 340 yards and 4 touchdowns. An uncharacteristic amount of incompletions for James Cahoon. 21 of them. Not something you see. Usually a very accurate quarterback. It's quite strange.
Cahoon within 800 yards of the all-time program passing yardage record. Opts for a handoff play. And a gain of, well, looks like not much of anything.
That was Isaiah Wright on the carry.
Wright getting the first handoff of the game. The junior from Worcester, ironically enough. Wright had just 4 rushing yards the entire game in 1 play against MIT.
That one will go for a gain of 2 as Cahoon hits Akinsheye.
Akinsheye chews up much of the down. He is wrestled down. Progress to about the Engineer 40.
Akinsheye led the Bears in receiving yards, 2 receptions, 85 yards. Also had a touchdown.
Starting to come into his own. Third and 1. Call it 1.5 for the Bears.
seems like it might be time for Adam Couch to get his first handoff of the game.
Cahoon in the shotgun. He hands it off indeed to Mr. Couch, and he breaks his way through for a first down.
Adam Couch, a staple of this team, 19 carries, 86 yards last weekend. Also a security blanket for James Cahoon. Checks it down to him an awful lot as well.
A grad student from Winchendon. Hope I'm saying that town name correctly. You'd think I'd say it more often because Cahoon and Couch together have been the beating heart of the Bears offense for a couple of years now. Fresh set of downs at the Engineer 35. Cahoon play action initially. Woof! That is a TFL there. Absolutely nowhere to go for Isaiah Wright on the check down, and the Bears are going to lose a couple.
Well, with two running backs on that play, they swung right out wide. He'll come off from Mikey Nocera now. So they'll opt to put a receiver there instead of two running backs, but Couch was still in the backfield during that.
Might have called it an incomplete pass. They're running it back at 2nd and 10.
Can't see from this angle the Bears sidelines kind of in the way. He might have dropped
His
that going
back
on the
was
way
to
down.
us too. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. 2nd and 10. Cahoon, pocket crumbling, tosses, incomplete.
He was looking for Jack McCarthy on that one, the junior wide receiver.
McCarthy really started coming into his own last year with this program, and certainly they're going to see him as an offensive staple.
4 for 65 last weekend. Not a bad stat line for him. Also had a touchdown along with that.
Averaged 16.2 yards a play against MIT, McCarthy did. 3rd and 10. Cahoon stepping forward, and a big completion on first down.
That was a Kinche.
A direct hit to Akincheye. And the Bears move within the 20. Well, Bridgewater State, after a disappointing defeat last weekend, really looking to set the tone. It's 1st and 10 at the Engineer 20. Cahoon in the shotgun again. Hands it off. Couch rolling through on the left. Taken down right around the Engineer 15. Bears already using what they know best to their advantage.
Gain of 5 on the play.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 from the 15-yard line.
Cahoon in the shotgun again. He may just do that all night. Another handoff to Couch and a flag on the play. Couch wasn't getting much of anywhere anyway.
That flag came out almost immediately. Have to assume that might have been an offsides.
We'll see if we can get the audio of the official to work.
Looks like the Bears offense, Cahoon and Couch, are moving backwards.
It's a false start on BSU. We're going to see exactly who was tagged with that one. We can't hear the official down on the field. But this one's going to be coming back, and the Bears are going to have a little bit more work to do.
Mild technical issues so far.
Bears. Loss of 5 on the play. 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line.
So that'll just put it back 2nd and 10.
Cahoon, play action, stepping back, but he's getting dogged. Has to heave it up. What a catch! Nocera, big grab, and a first down for BSU.
Fantastic catch there by Michael Nocera, the grad student, another grad student. 3 of them skill positions on this offense. He had 5 for 84 and a touchdown last time out.
Good for another Bears. First down.
Chains are getting figured out, but Bears are going to have a dangerously close, essentially 1st and goal at the Engineer 10. Cahoon with Couch to his right. Another handoff. Couch worming his way through, taken down. Is he in? Touchdown.
So the Bears work quickly on their first drive. They force a 3-and-out on defense. Come get the ball and drive it all the way downfield for an Adam Couch touchdown. Quickly jumping ahead, 6-0.
Cahoon muscling his way through, doing everything he can to stay up and get the ball across, and that is indeed 6 Bridgewater points to start things out. With just over 10 minutes left in the first quarter, Bears strike first.
So that'll bring on Joey Nasso for the extra point. He was 3 for 4 in last weekend's game.
Nasso and Shane Drake variously sharing kicker and punter duties this season. Extra point is up and good.
Absolutely drilled by Nassau. He holds the single game record for most extra points made in a
PAT is good with 10:03 remaining in the first quarter. Bears 7, Engineers nothing.
return on the kickoff from Drake.
That's a tremendous one out to his own 40. Engineers already further ahead than they have been at any point in the game so far. They struggled to get off of the 25 in their first drive. Here's another look at that great drive by Herdzik, just worming his way through the defense. And some great blocking as well by his teammates. So McDonald and his Engineers back on the field, looking to answer a first drive Bridgewater score.
So the exact spot of the ball is going to be on the 38.
McDonald, pocket crumbling. Heading to the left, he's looking for a target. Trying to step back, find something, anything, and he has to heave it out of bounds.
It's a close call by McDonald. The BSU pass rush getting to him quickly. Lucky he had someone in that area. I think he was really just throwing it away, but he was looking for number 81, Kane.
Pressure getting laid on him by Rocha and DeGirolamo for the Bears. Brings up 2nd and 10 for the Engineers. Posted at their own 38. Bears 7, Engineers nothing, but WPI with a chance to respond. McDonald a handoff play and trying to worm his way through for a couple of yards to tack on his carry.
Hunter Carey led the team in rushing in their last game. He had 16 carries, 77 yards, and 1 touchdown. A long rush of 19 yards. He averaged 4.7 per carry, which is very good.
Bears once again forcing WPI into a fairly long 3rd down, this time 7 to go. Engineers trying to find an answer. Check down, quick little hit, and rolling across for a solid 1st down. My oh my, some distance by Bryce Curtin, and he's able to easily move the chains.
McDonald pass complete to number 11, Curtin.
Curtin, the Connecticut native.
And there's a Bear down on the field. Looks like he's getting up a little bit slowly. Think that for the Bears, it looks like number 40, Jonah Familia, the junior linebacker.
WPI stepping off the field for a moment. Let's take another look at that last play.
So McDonald hits him in the flat, and he gets past 1 tackler, 2 tacklers right there, eventually taken down by Zach Souza with the help of number 33, I believe. That's Quentin Broder, the grad student linebacker who got in on that tackle with him.
It is indeed Familia, the linebacker from Worcester, who is sitting upright but being attended to by training staff. WPI 1st down and 10 at the 46. First time tonight they have been in BSU territory, and Familia being helped off the field. Not putting any pressure at all on that right leg. And it looked like a non-contact injury in the moment, which you never like to see. Hoping all is well for Jonah Familia as he takes a seat on the sideline.
So it'll be now 1st and 10 from the 46 for WPI. McDonald lined up in shotgun, one back in the backfield.
McDonald the handoff. Rolling one more time is Carey. And he'll pick up a couple. Tumbled down at about the BSU 43.
Hunter Carey, pretty big for a running back, 6'2". And you see, that's why he has so many yards per carry. 4.7 last game, and another fantastic carry by Hunter Carey right there.
Well, Couch is 5'11", so when you think, tall premier running backs, that's something these two squads share in common. 2nd and 7. Plenty of time for McDonald. He's able to dot one right into the hands of Noah Poulin.
Sold the play action to Carey well, was able to hit Poulin outside. That'll put them in good position. We'll show that again. Fakes the handoff to Carey, rolls out to his right, hits Poulin. Poulin just goes out of bounds. It's hit out of bounds. That's going to be a gain of 6 on the play. 3rd and 1 now for WPI.
Coverage on him was on the senior linebacker Cody Sautome for the Bears.
37-yard line.
3rd and 2 for the WPI, but they face the more promising of their 2 drives so far tonight. McDonald well back, both quarterbacks favoring shotgun tonight. True handoff, another one to Carey. This time he's working his way around, making some distance out of bounds. And it is indeed just enough to move the chains.
You get a replay of that. Someone got in the backfield quickly and got a hold of Carey. That play looked like he was going backwards for a second.
He is able to slip right out of the hands of Thomas Rocha, the D lineman from Barrington, Rhode Island, and just absolutely slides him to the floor.
Able to make something out of nothing. That play looked for sure like he was going to lose 2 or 3 yards.
1st and 10 from the Bears 30. McDonald, play action. Plenty of room in the pocket, looking for a long shot, and it is just off the fingertips. Little too much for Curtin to handle. And some solid BSU coverage.
It was Brandon Medeiros, the junior linebacker, played that well, or junior defensive back, I'm sorry.
Tremendous pressure on what could have been 6 engineer points. WPI will run it back, 2nd and 10 at the BSU 30. McDonald again in the shotgun. He just loves that kind of stuff. Carey to his left. Handoff this time. Carey working around to the right. Just within the numbers. He is taken down after a gain of maybe 3 or 4 yards.
WPI shows run with Douglas lined up in a blocking position, and that's what they do.
Carey on the rush. Gain of 5 on
Carey with a 5-yard run.
3rd and 5.
3rd down and 5 for the Engineers. Going to be posted at the Bears 25. Bridgewater looking for a crucial stop here before McDonald can pick their lock. Just over 6 minutes to go in the first quarter here at Mazzaferro Field.
2 backs in the backfield.
McDonald keeping it himself. He's going to hand it backwards. And that's going to be a tough loss to cough up. He was trying to lateral it to Hunter Carey. But Carey immediately laid low.
McDonald tries the shovel pass on the option to Carey. And Carey just absolutely drilled there, almost suplexed by the Bears defense. I think that was number 44, Ben McMahon. It was Ben McMahon.
The grad student from Somerset lays the RKO down.
They're going for it on 4th and 7.
Why the heck wouldn't you? Steve McDonald feels risky tonight. Man in motion is wing. McMahon trying to find a pass. And it's intercepted. This could be too much.
That was McMahon again.
Running the other way. And he finally hits dirt at the WPI 40.
So McMahon breaks up that shovel pass on 3rd down. 4th down, gets an interception. His first interception of the season. Nice job jumping the route there.
Absolutely checks Bryce Curtin on the play. Brilliantly read by McMahon, and BSU will take over in WPI territory.
Bears ball, 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line.
It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bears. Cahoon lined up in shotgun, Couch to his left.
Advantageous field position. Cahoon looking for a pass play, no joke about it. Quick little dot, and that is just a bit much. McCarthy was trying to get a little bit of it, but it was broken up.
Yeah, Cahoon looking for Jack McCarthy over the middle. He had that pass in his hands for a little bit, but the hit
Great tackle by Sule.
couldn't hold on to it.
It was at Sule, the sophomore from Maine, with the pressure there, and it's 2nd and 10 for BSU. Cahoon in shotgun again, looking for another pass. Quick little check down to Nocera. Trying to worm his way through, and he'll pick up a few yards. Looks like a gain of about 4 on the play, maybe 3.
Someone's helmet came off. We're going to have a quick substitution there. Cahoon checks it down to Nocera out in the flat. Looks like he got, I believe it was 3 yards on the play.
It's the lineman Vasquez, the Nahant native, whose helmet came off. No injury, but he does have to come off for a play. Oh, number 4, I stand corrected. I did see Vasquez walking off to the side, but there is an injury as well, and it's McCarthy.
Oh, no, not for the, it's an injury for WPI.
I'm getting myself corrected here. It looks like Evan Wirtz, the linebacker from Franklin. Final answer is the engineer who was injured and walking off on under his own power to the WPI sideline.
So now 3rd and 7 for the Bears following the check down to Michael Nocera.
Nocera picked up 3 on that play, but the Bears are looking for more. Cahoon again in the shotgun with Couch to his left, and he'll ignore him. Cahoon looking for a pass play, slips his way through, and that is way too much pressure. His intended target, Akincheye.
He was looking for a Akincheye over the middle right there.
Is it Akincheye? I want to get this poor man's name right.
That's a good question. I'm hearing from the PA. I was just going off what he was saying. But I am not entirely confident. Remember this problem last year, too.
He certainly catches a lot. So, Mr. Akincheye, I apologize if I'm brutalizing your name, but, man, you've had a couple of good games out there.
So Bridgewater's going to use their first time out here with 4th and 7. They're in a pretty good position here right now.
Interesting.
Well into WPI territory.
Let's keep talking.
All right, so the Bears are going to go for it here on 4th and 7. Cahoon lined up in shotgun, as we've seen all night. Haven't seen him under center at all. Couch out to his left again. Cahoon takes the snap, looking right side.
And it is not going to be enough to convert.
The catch was made.
It's a completion, but they're going to turn it over on downs.
That's the first catch of the game. It looks like that was Ryan Burchard, the tight end.
Just inside, but it is not going to be enough to save the drive, and the Bears are going to turn it over on downs.
Burchard, a new face at tight end for the Bears. Jalen Kopecki, now with UMass Dartmouth. He's a newcomer for the Bears at tight end. Senior out of Holliston. He had 4 for 38 during the last game.
Turnover on downs. Engineers ball. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line.
So WPI will now take this from the 31-yard line, 1st and 10.
McDonald in the shotgun yet again. Handoff. Rolling his way through and chewing up most of that down. I sure believe it was Carey yet again.
The Bears have not had an answer for Hunter Carey so far tonight. He's had some huge carries. And
no, that was an
Carey.
8.
That wasn't Carey.
I'm shorting somebody. That was John Chow, the junior from New York State with that carry. From our angle, the right side of that number 8 looked an awful lot like the right side of a number 4. I stand corrected. Chow picks up most of that down. Brings up 2nd and 3 for the Engineers.
We mentioned this. The Bears struggled against the run game in their opener. 178 yards surrendered to MIT.
Chow yet again in the thick of it, but not much to gain.
And Chow and Carey have been chopping them up here so far in the first quarter.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 3 for the Engineers. WPI. 3rd and 2, I stand corrected. They've changed it. It'll be a gain of 1 on the drive for Chow. Engineers.
And they're showing run again with the fullback lined up in the backfield in front of McDonald.
McDonald the snap. True handoff. busts his way through, and that's going to move it, I think.
That looks like it's first down. There's a little bit of a pile there. But the refs.
Chow once again. Take a look at the replay here. That sure looks like first down to me.
The refs will spot the ball right in front of the line to gain, so that will be a first down for the Engineers. First and 10 from the 41-yard line.
PA announcer shaming the officials into moving the chains, and it's a fresh set of downs. Another quick handoff. That has been the bread and butter for WPI all night. Looks like it's Chow again.
And the first drive was all Hunter Carey. And now it's been John Chow for the entirety of this drive. We did say number 4 went off for WPI, but that wasn't Carey. That was Evan Wirtz, the senior linebacker. Not sure why Carey hasn't seen the field in a little bit, but regardless, their run game's working either way.
Chow had a touchdown against Worcester State last week. Clearly still a key part of their offensive plans against BSU. McDonald looking for a pass. Quick little dot, and it's complete at the 45.
Taken down by Cody Satome. McDonald just looking right over the middle. He'll hit that pass to Herzog. And Satome wraps him up almost instantly, holding for just a gain of 5.
Herzog, the Magic Man, seeing some action for the first time in a few plays. It's 3rd and 3 for the Engineers. Under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter here at Peter Mazzaferro Field. McDonald stepping right back, looking for a deeper shot. Trying to find something, and it is a little bit too much, a little bit too high, and a little bit too far out of bounds for Nolan Warner, the tight end from Grafton.
There's been a couple times now where we've seen McDonald roll out and try to hit his tight end. The first time it was Douglas Kane, then it was Nolan Warner. Neither going either time. And now it's 4th and 3 from the 48-yard line.
Engineers are going to punt. Out to receive is Isaiah Wright, the running back for BSU. Punt is up.
That went
from
off.
Nick DeMacy.
That went off the helmet of a WPI player, number 41 for WPI. His back was turned.
WPI is trying to say possession for them somewhere between the 30 and 25 of BSU.
We have the replay right here, and it looks like it goes off the back of Elijah Soul right there, right in the back of the helmet.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looked for a second like it might have gotten a piece of Isaiah Wright after it hit Soul.
We're going to confer and figure out what on God's green earth that means. The officials clustered at the 30-yard line trying to make head or tail of this. Bears currently with a 7-zip lead after scoring on their opening drive.
So we'll get you that replay one last time here.
Wright trying to make his way in.
And it goes off of Soul first. And
wrong kind of football.
I don't think it hits anyone else. I think it was just off of him. And that's what the refs will say as well as the Bears offense trots out.
Final result is going to be BSU possession at their own 24. A minute 23 to play in the first quarter.
Almost a scary moment there for the Bears.
That could have been dramatic.
The refs having a discussion with Jack McCarthy. Receivers double stacked to Cahoon's left. McCarthy, the lone man, to the right.
A formation that is still very much in flux as the officials are conversing about something.
Tight end Burchard lined up as a blocker for the Bears as well.
Now here comes the play. Cahoon back in the shotgun. Looking at the sideline. 19-18 on the play clock. He'll receive, looking for a pass. Quick little check down. That's right, and he is immediately swallowed up. Excellent coverage there by Soul.
So Soul again, back-to-back times we've mentioned his name. First, the punt goes off the back of his helmet. Then he stops the check down to Wright.
So Wright taken down for a loss, in fact. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Cahoon looking for another pass play. Another little check down. This time it's going to be Couch playing tight end style, and he's able to pick up a few more yards.
So Adam Couch picks up a couple on the check down from Cahoon. Not Andrew Knight, Jimmy Espinal The junior linebacker took him down. There's a couple players on this WPI team that share jersey numbers, I've noticed. That's messed me up
From
a couple
offense
times.
to defense. Yeah, tell me about it. You mean I can't just look at numbers? I have to look at positions too? Ah. 3rd and 4, Cahoon looking for something deeper. Direct hit. What a dot to Nocera, and that's going to change the chains, I should say.
Coach's pass correction.
Cahoon's pass complete to Nocera right there at the 40-yard line. Fantastic read by James Cahoon. He has a great connection with Michael Nocera, and it shows there again. Nocera saved the Bears from what very well could have been an interception on their opening drive. He made a fantastic catch, setting up the touchdown run by Couch.
Bears are not going to wait out the clock. Cahoon, an interesting little QB keeper, and he'll pick up a couple. And that will be the last action we see in the first.
It is very rare we see James Cahoon take off with the ball, but we saw it here in just the first quarter.
He felt a little Mahomes in him, and it paid off for a gain of a couple, but that is the end of the first. Bears on their first drive at the newly renamed Peter Mazzaferro Field, able to put 7 on the board, and it is that 7 points by which they lead WPI after 1.
Coach Pete Mazzaferro, on behalf of the entire university community, our students, our 80,000 alumni, our board of trustees, we all want to just say congratulations on having our football field named in your honor. If I think about one word that describes your entire coaching career and your career in the classroom, it comes down to one word for me: touchdown. Congratulations, Coach.
Hey, Coach Maz. I just wanted to say congratulate you on a well-deserved honor having the field named after you. I do miss our bus rides to Fitchburg and MCLA when you would come and watch us play, but wanted to congratulate you again and wish you the very best.
Hey, Coach, Glenn Gonzalez here. Just want to say congratulations on your field dedication. It's been a long time coming, and I would have never played football here at Bridgewater if it wasn't for you to come up to me on that day in August. So thank you, and again, congratulations.
Much love for Pete Mazzaferro on a very special night for him as Cahoon lays a check down, and immediately breaking through for a gain of a few is Isaiah Wright. We are still going. This action is being taken over to the WPI sideline, and that may have just moved the chains. We're going to find out.
It looked for a second like Wright was going to go back and be stopped for just a short little gain, but he bounced off one of his blockers. I think it was Nocera, setting up a gain of 6.
Word of the yes, indeed. 3rd and a yard for BSU, and they're going to make a few shifts on the line here. As we mentioned, the great Peter Mazzaferro, in whose honor this field was named tonight. 36 seasons at the helm of BSU football, 34 years in the physical education department here at BSU. A special, special presence in this athletics department. An absolute pile of flesh right at midfield. And that just moved the chains.
Not sure who exactly that was.
Couch received the snap directly. That's a new one.
And he was fighting for every yard he could get. That was a good play by Adam Couch.
Does that count as a QB sneak?
I think that'll go down as just a direct snap to the running back in the play.
Cahoon was out of the play altogether. He is now back on the field in shotgun formation. Couch to his right. Fresh set of downs, play action, but that was a little bit too much, trying to dodge the sack. That is a risky pass, and it almost paid off. Just beyond the reach of Nocera, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Almost a sack right there. Cahoon able to avoid the pressure, steps up in the pocket right here as they try to wrap him up.
Good coverage on the play by Stepney.
That was Mohamed Barry, the senior D lineman, who tried to get a hold of Cahoon in the backfield for WPI.
A near sack for Barry. Great coverage by Stepney, and it's 2nd and 10. Cahoon stepping back, looking for something shallower this time. He'll hit Couch. And greener pastures as Couch muscles his way forward about 4 yards.
So again, the WPI pressure really coming there. Cahoon able to hold his own and find Couch on the check down for a gain of 4 yards.
Going to bring up 3rd and 6 for the Bears. Now slightly more firmly in engineer territory. 13 minutes to play in the half. Cahoon this time with Couch to his left. He'll look for a pass play instead, and he is absolutely swallowed alive. Nate Ambrad, the D lineman from Rhode Island, pokes a hole and is able to post the first sack of the night.
They're right
Gets a
there.
little bit of help as well.
Ambrad just right in the backfield. Same with Zach Newberg. The two of them combined for that sack, and now Shane Drake setting up to punt. That's going to go in the books as a loss of 7, setting up 4th and 13.
Bears will punt for the first time tonight.
Drake, the Bears' all-time leader in punting average.
Out to receive for the Engineers is Nate Russell, and he's going to let that one roll out of bounds at about the 7.
Well-placed punt within the 10 for Shane Drake. Tough starting field position for WPI. They still trail here 7-0. Neither of their drives have gone the way they've hoped. I'm sorry.
No, I lost my train of thought. You're good.
He'll get the ball here with 12:11 left to play in the second quarter.
Engineers ball, 1st and 10 from the 9-yard line.
The official call will be it went out at the 9, and the Engineers will start right there. Stephen McDonald again in the shotgun formation. Both of these QBs really just adore that.
2 running backs out there again as he goes for the jet sweep, or the touch pass, I'm sorry.
That's a whole lot of action. Somebody holding the chains, nearly just 8 shoulder pads on the play.
So 2 backs in the backfield, but they give the touch pass to Noah Herzig. It's right here. He passes it forward to him.
The handoff just unable to go anywhere. Can't really get himself off the 5-yard line. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Loss of 1 on the play.
I think corrected. Loss of 1. It's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Tried to fool him with the touch pass there, but no good for WPI.
This time a true handoff, and the BSU defense stifling. They're probably going to force it back even more.
That was Hunter Carey back out there. We hadn't seen him last drive, but he comes back for this one, and he is absolutely stuffed.
That's a tough look, especially
by the Bears defense.
Tough look, especially for a running back who, as you mentioned, saw so much action in the first quarter, was a big part of how WPI moved their way forward.
Now, once again, Ben McMahon making another big play for the Bears defense.
Call's actually going to be gain of 1 on the play, so 3rd and 10 for the Engineers, deep in their own end. McDonald looking for a pass, thinking something deeper. Nobody was watching him. Direct shot to Jay Mezzo, the senior from Connecticut.
That'll be a first down for WPI. It looks like whoever was in coverage on Mezzo slipped. We can see that on the replay. You can't catch that on the replay, but he was getting up as the pass was coming towards Mezzo. That's going to set up a first down, gain of 12 on the reception.
Jay Mezzo brilliantly shook himself free on that play, and it's a fresh set of downs. Flags immediately the second the ball touched McDonald's hands.
And the WPI offense, it looks like they're going to be walking backwards. It's going to be a false start on WPI.
False start, Engineers. 5-yard
So that's going to walk back 5, and it'll be 1st and 15.
1st and 15 from the 16-yard line.
1st and 15 called at the 16, but it looks a little bit closer to the 15 than the 16, perhaps. McDonald, the handoff, trying to work his way forward again, and nearly getting picked up off the ground was Carey. Bears defense really starting to stifle the Engineers every way they turn.
Another handoff to Carey. Only 4 men playing on the D-line for the Bears. Carey able to bounce around, get 4 yards on that one. He was taken down by Elijah Lewis, the freshman defensive back, seeing some playing time here for the Bears.
Lewis, the Foxborough native, nearly just picked him up and put him over his shoulder. 2nd and 11 for the Engineers.
And Elijah Lewis 4 inches shorter than Hunter Carey, but he has the strength on that one, almost throwing him to the ground.
McDonald stepping back, having to think quickly. And that was nearly an interception. That just hit the ground. And the Engineers dodge another bullet. That was almost a pickoff by, goodness, I'm getting my wires crossed, Nathan Oliver. the defensive back grad student from Dartmouth.
Brian Zampagna came with the pressure. On the replay, you can see that bounced a couple feet in front of Oliver. Initially, it looked like he dove right on top of that and made a fantastic interception. But the Bears defense coming up big once again here, 3rd and 11.
Important play for the Engineers. They all are, but certainly this feels like it needs to be a bit of a turning point. McDonald trying to find a dot, and he does, able to chew up a few yards with a good completion. That was the work of number 19. Again, Mezzo.
Tight coverage there by Brandon Medeiros was right on top of Mezzo even as he caught that. Nice work by Jay Mezzo, still hauling that one in regardless. We saw Medeiros had that nice pass break up on a deep shot to the back of the end zone during WPI's second drive, and now it looks like they're going to punt.
2 plays in this drive now. Mezzo's been able to make some pretty good space and haul in a catch, but it is not enough.
Both times on 3rd downs, he's looked Mezzo's way.
Right out to receive for the Bears. Stepping forward, and it is just beyond his reach, trying to pick it up, and the Engineers are trying to scoop it. It is loose. This is a tough one. Goodness even knows whose ball it is.
Wright called for the fair catch initially, but muffed it.
Trying to figure out, this is still a mess, and it is going to be Engineer ball. What a coup.
So we'll get that on the replay for you. You'll see Wright signals for the fair catch, but that one not able to corral it.
Just a little bit beyond his reach, and a valiant effort at recovery by Marvel Nicholson, the defensive back. But ultimately, Bears not able to hang on, and the Engineers will start over deep in BSU territory.
Great field position here for the Engineers. Eli Soul was the one who recovered that. He's been involved on special teams a couple times. Took that first punt off the back of his helmet, and now he recovers a muffed punt.
We see this fellow everywhere. Key
piece for this WPI special teams.
It's going to be 1st and 10 at the Bridgewater 27. Exactly the shot in the arm the Engineers may have needed. Some more consultation between our officials. But right now, everything is coming up roses for WPI. Just about 8.5 to play in the first half. Bears with a 7-0 lead, but the Engineers threatening.
Engineers ball, 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line.
Well, some formalities and pleasantries being exchanged down on the field, it looks like. Okay, here we go. 1st and 10 for the Engineers at the Bridgewater State 27. This may be the best shot they've had all night.
Medeiros backs up.
McDonald, play action, looking for a long bomb. Somebody's there!
It's broken up by the Bears. Incomplete pass. It looked like he had it right in the breadbasket.
He was thinking, I believe that was Mezzo was the intended target.
McDonald's pass intended for number 19.
Yes, indeed. But it was just a little beyond his reach.
Great defense by the Bears. Nathan Oliver, number 26. Chun-Li Seen also in on coverage there.
Oliver with a couple key pieces of defense here in this drive. 2nd and 10 for the Engineers. Still at the BSU 27. McDonald looking for a pass play. He's in trouble. Pocket is collapsing. He has to just toss one off, and that's going to be incomplete. His intended target. Goodness, I don't even know.
I'm not sure he had an intended target on that.
Might have been Chow. Might have been Carey. I think he was trying to toss that to a running back. Let's check this number on the replay. My gut says Chow, and yes, indeed.
He just had to lose that one as quickly as possible, or that play was going very far backwards. The Bears' pressure came in screaming as he misses the check down to Chow. So 3rd and 10 now from the 21-yard line for WPI in field goal range.
Looks like this is going to be a timeout.
Bears call a timeout. I think it was the Bears at least. Looked like there might have been a little bit of confusion on defense.
Indeed it is.
So the Bears use their second timeout.
8:24 to play in the first half. WPI with the ball on the Bridgewater 21. Bears are already out and stepping back out. Looks like the Engineers are benefiting more from this timeout than the Bears did, who called it.
I think the Bears might have just wanted to clean up the play call there. That might be why they broke up the huddle so quickly. WPI still on the sideline.
Much to consider for the Engineers. Stepping back out now with 8:24 to play in the first half. I was going to say, first game of the year at Peter Mazzaferro Field, made official in a ceremony just before the game. A really special way to honor such an important figure in this program. 3rd and 10, McDonald looking for a pass, trying to haul one up, sending it to the same area, and that is incomplete.
No flag, clean once again, back of the end zone. Second time he looked in that area on this drive.
More double coverage.
Don't think that was Mezzo that time. It was not. That was number 81, Douglas Kane.
Kane, the tight end.
Was covered tightly. The exact same route they ran looking for Jay Mezzo just a couple plays before.
So WPI is going to settle for 3 here on the drive. Brock Doobie out for the field goal attempt. Kick is up, and kick is good. WPI comes away from the drive with 3, but they still trail the Bears.
Brock Doobie drills his first field goal of the season. He was 0 for 1 last weekend, 5 for 5 on extra points though. And now it's 7-3. Bears still lead. So the Bears will get the ball here with 8:13, and they'll get the ball after the half because WPI elected to receive.
Interesting
the
move.
kickoff.
And I can see why they did it. We were talking a little bit about this right before the broadcast started. It seems to me that WPI, after last week against Worcester State, where they scored early and often, really built up an incredible lead before halftime. I can see why they would want to build on that momentum and try to establish themselves early. So, in a sense, I do kind of understand the Engineers choosing to receive in the first half, but they find themselves in a slight hole now, down 4 to the Bears with 8:13 to play in the first half.
You definitely understand the call. Went out on a 21-0 scoring run to open things up against Worcester State. And clearly it worked out for them the rest of the way.
Yes, indeed it did. Right out to receive, so too is Andrew Kloutman for the Bears. Kickoff away, this one's got a little bit of distance. And right in Kloutman will let it hit the end zone. Bears will start at the 25. So Cahoon trying to find some magic and answer the first score of the night by the Engineers. Bridgewater with a 7-3 lead. Bears were able in their first couple of drives to find some success both on the ground and in the air. WPI, by contrast, has typically found when it rains, it pours one way or another. When their ground game is excellent, it is on fire. When it is not, they're a little bit bereft. Cahoon in the shotgun again, Couch to his left, and he'll hand off to Couch. Couch trying to poke his way up the center. That's going to be good for a gain of about 2.
Number 21, Adam Couch on the carry.
Couch, the go-to man on the first play of the drive. What else is new?
2nd and 7 from the 28.
3, in fact, will be the gain for Couch. It was right on the borderline there. They're going to give it to him, and it's 2nd and 7 at the BSU 28.
Adam Couch is a really skilled, powerful runner. They'll give it to him again here.
This time he was on Cahoon's left, so they changed up a little bit. He pokes his way across the 30. Taken down, looks like at about the 32.
Couch on the carry.
Call that a gain of 4. That's going to bring up probably 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3 it is, a gain of 4 as well. First 2 plays of this drive have been carries for Adam Couch. Now he switches over, lined up to Cahoon's right.
As always in the shotgun. Bears love this. Engineers seem to too. Another handoff to Couch, but he is immediately quadruple teamed and he's going nowhere. Bears may even lose a couple on that one.
Yeah, Couch wrapped up quickly in the backfield. They tried to sell a fake jet sweep to Kinche, but that wasn't fooling anybody. And it looks like it will be a loss of 1 on that one.
Bears are going to punt. Drake is out to handle that business.
We have the replay coming for you right there. You can see the fake handoff for Akinche. Didn't fool anyone. And it looks like that was number 98. Joey Poya. Might have botched his name. If I did, I'm sorry.
Nate Russell, the defensive back from Connecticut, takes a fair catch. He does double duty as the primary punt returner for the Engineers. It'll be fair caught at about the Engineer 22. So WPI taking over and hoping to make their deficit a lead with just under 6.5 to go in the first half. They've got plenty of time to try it. WPI on their last drive fought valiantly and were able to paste 3 on the board with a field goal by Doobie.
Yeah,
McDonald up. Sorry.
I'm sorry, that muff punt for the Bears set up great field position for WPI, resulting in that Doobie field goal as they handed the ball off to Hunter Carey here.
Carey was behind McDonald in the formation. It just kind of went nowhere.
Yeah, he did not get much there. It's the first time we've seen a running back lined up anywhere but to the side.
I think that might be a gain of 1. Don't quote me on that, but it looks like a gain of 1 in terms of placement.
I will quote you on that because now it is 2nd and 9. That was, in fact, a gain of 1.
I stand corrected. Quote me as much as you want. 2nd and 9 for the Engineers. McDonald looking for a pass now. Plenty of room in the pocket, trying to find something simple, and he does. Wide open is Herzig. He's rolling up, and he takes it to midfield.
So Herzig taken down right past the 50. That's Zach Souza. Zach Souza had an interception for the Bears against MIT last week.
Able to make a defensive play there, but it is not enough to stop WPI from leaving their fingerprints on the play. Herzig with a crucial run.
Good pocket presence there by McDonald. You can tell Herzig wasn't his first read. He was looking down that right side of the field, couldn't find anything open. Herzig was there on the left, and he was able to hit him in stride.
1st and 10 from exactly midfield, and that one is going to be just a smidgen too high for Bryce Curtin.
Bryce Curtin hit the ground hard there. He looks to be... Looked like he grabbed his arm.
Yeah,
I think he's going to run off the sideline.
Yeah, he's holding something. He's up under his own power, but that right arm doesn't look quite right. He is out of the play.
He jumped up for that pass and came down on the ground hard. And he will not be back out on the field for at least the next play.
Hoping all is right for him. He's down crouching a little bit. That does not look comfortable. Hoping all is right for Bryce Curtin. 2nd and 10 from the 50-yard line for the Engineers. McDonald, another handoff, poking his way through. There's a big run, and it's going to be a fresh first down for Hunter Carey.
You know, at the very least, I'd say it is a good sign that Curtin isn't getting checked out by the trainers, but he's just kind of catching his breath on the sideline there. Oh, now I spoke too soon. He's getting looked at by the trainers.
Again, hoping all is well. Big run for Carey, going to set up a fresh set of downs at the BSU 39. Engineers working quickly on this drive. McDonald, another handoff, poking his way through. It is Carey again, and he is going to pick up a few yards.
See, once again, the Engineers went with the fullback in the backfield. Carey, good job rushing on that one. Hit a little bit of a spin in some traffic there to pick up a couple extra.
Herzig will come back in for this play. We're going to see if anything comes of that.
So 4-yard gain there. And you can see Carey just spins off a hit from Zach Souza. He really wasn't able to get much after that.
2nd and 6 for WPI. McDonald out back again. He's going to hand off to Carey. Poking his way through. He is just muscling his way through the defense.
You can now see why Hunter Carey averaged 4.7 yards per carry last weekend. I'd be willing to bet he's doing more than that tonight.
Putting his head down and picking up a couple of crucial first downs in BSU territory.
Just carrying defenders with him, breaking off tackles, setting up a first down from the 28-yard line. WPI has marched their way down into Bears territory. Again, fullback in the backfield, potentially showing another run.
McDonald, play action. He's going to look for something in the air this time. He's getting absolutely dogged, and he is covered up like a blanket on a bed by Mark DiGirolamo.
Sophomore defensive lineman from Mansfield, Massachusetts, also doubles as one of the team's long snappers.
McDonald's pass.
Tough look, and it brings up 2nd and 10 for the Engineers.
2nd and 10 from the 28-yard line.
Engineers taking a second to get everything worked out here. 3 wide receivers lined up on the right side of McDonald. Behind him is Hunter Carey. No one out there to the left.
McDonald, this time a true handoff. It's Chow, as a matter of fact, who pokes his way through for a few yards.
Again, the single-digit running backs, the 4 and the 8, been messing this up so far.
It's the right side, I'm telling you. You would be surprised how much the 4 and the 8 look like each other from the right side. I can totally see it, but it's Chow with the carry. Takes a little bit of it to the chest there and just eats it like it's nothing. He picks up 5 yards.
Truly a lethal duo we're watching out of the backfield for WPI. They have been great all night.
You mentioned earlier how WPI's ground game is absolutely everything they need, and Chow and Carey are making it happen today. 3rd and 5 at the Bridgewater 23. McDonald stepping back, trying to find something deep. And that is incomplete, just outside the reach.
I think he caught that, but out of bounds. A risky pass there by McDonald as he rolls out to his right and just throws one up, trying to find, I think that was one of his tight ends, who he did, I think that was Douglas Kane, but he came down with that out of bounds.
Pressure on McDonald was provided by Jonathan Martins, the D lineman from Franklin. Brings up 4th down and 5.
I'm sorry, that was number 84, Aaron Scalling.
It's going to be a timeout. 4th and 5 for the Engineers at the BSU 23.
Timeout, Engineers.
So that's going to be the first timeout that WBI's used today. They still have 2 remaining with 2:36. Trying to figure out what they want to do on this 4th and 5.
Bears lead 7-3. Engineers will figure out their strategy. They could come within 1 with a field goal. But if they felt risky, they just might go for it. Would not be the first time we've seen them try to convert 4th down this game.
They definitely have the field position to do it, and there's not much time left in the quarter. You might as well take a shot here. The only downside to doing that is, as we were talking about, they elected to receive the opening kickoff, so the Bears.
And while you were talking about trying it, the kicking team came out. Doobie's going to try to post another 3 on the board. Man plans, God laughs. Doobie looking for his 2nd field goal of the night.
A little deeper than his last one. He's definitely got the leg for it. We saw it on that kickoff. Some loud booing from the Bears fans here tonight.
Bears fans well represented on a humid and disgustingly muggy Friday night in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. Otherwise a beautiful place. Kick is up, and kick is no good.
Wide left on the kick. Not able to do it. The Bears fans might have gotten to him on that one. And I'm just glad to say that we are in the press box and not out there where it's hot and sweaty.
It's air conditioned in here. Sorry, folks.
It is.
So BSU will cling on to their 4-point lead with the miss by Doobie. 2.5 to play in the first half here at Pete Mazzaferro Field.
BSU now inside, backed up against their own end zone. We've seen them drive down once before. Let's see if they do it again.
Bears are going to take over at their own 23 with an opportunity to perhaps run a little 2-minute drill. We'll see if it comes to fruition.
Burchard lined up to the left side of the left tackle, but they're going to swing Couch out. It's going to be a passing play.
He's in motion. Cahoon ignores him entirely. That was a direct hit to Burchard. Takes up nearly the full down, and that's going to be a gain of about 8.
So for a second, it looked like Burchard might end up being
I stand
blocker.
corrected. That got so much distance on it from an angle I could not catch from this viewpoint. There's one downside of being in the booth. It is, in fact, a 1st down, big catch by Burchard, and they're already moving yet again. 2-minute drill in full action and warming his way across the line. McCarthy, he'll move it again.
Quick strike there by James Cahoon right to Jack McCarthy, wasting no time. That's good for another Bears first down, so back-to-back passing attempts have resulted in back-to-back first downs. Exactly a gain of 10 yards setting that one up. Couch lined up to the left of Cahoon.
James Cahoon cares not about what we're saying. Another quick little hit, this time in the middle of space. It's Nocera trying to worm his way around. That's going to be a gain of about 6.
Cahoon doing a great job right now of getting the ball out quickly, finding his open guys. Nocera wrapped up pretty quickly. Some 5-on-5 action there.
Bears find themselves in engineer territory. It's 2nd and 3 at the WPI 49.
Good tackle there by Nate Russell, preventing anything.
Cahoon, another pass play, and he is swallowed. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Big sack by Barry. He had his eye on Cahoon earlier. This time he smelled blood, and it paid off.
Mohamed Barry almost had a sack a couple of drives ago, and he absolutely clocks Cahoon right here. Hits him hard in the backfield.
I think James Cahoon's grandparents are feeling that somewhere tonight.
Loss of 8 officially on the sack, setting up 3rd and 11.
Another shotgun with Couch to his left, trying to find a quick pass play. It is too tall for McCarthy, and that's going to bring up 4th and 11.
Right off the fingertips of Jack McCarthy, and BSU is going to send out the punt team now.
55 seconds to play in the first half. Bears with a 7-3 lead, but they're going to be handing the ball back to the Engineers for the final minute of the second quarter.
That drive started out promising for the Bears. A couple quick passes driving down the field. They only had 1 timeout, so they had to work quickly. That comes back to bite them following the sack by Mohamed Barry.
Russell out to receive for the Engineers, looking to make some magic with less than a minute on the clock in the half. Punt is up. And he will fair catch it at the 21.
So 48 seconds now left for WPI. Still have 2 timeouts.
It'll be interesting to see how a team that lives and dies by its ground game plans to cover a whole lot of distance in less than a minute.
They've had a couple nice plays on passing downs, but most of their yardage, as you said, has come on the ground with Hunter Carey and John Chow. We'll see, it's Carey out there right now for them. But they also have 4 wide receivers. So they'll take the ball from the 22. Carey lined up to the right of McDonald.
McDonald a handoff. That's exactly what they do. And picking up a few yards on the play is Carey.
Trying to get the offense to move quickly. Still have 2 timeouts if they need them. Carey's rush is going to go as a gain of 6.
Clock is running, 28 minutes to play in the half. McDonald thinking pass play this time. Pocket starting to collapse. He has to worm his way out left. Running around, pressure forced on him, and he's just going to get run out of bounds. Deep coverage on him by Nicholas Canales by the Bears.
So that's going to set up a 3rd and 4 now. You look, great pressure by the Bears. McDonald's trying to signal someone down the field, but not able to get anything there. The Bears just swarming him, forcing him out of bounds.
Nick Canales, the Long Islander, exiling him to the sideline, and it'll bring up 3rd and 4. Under 20 seconds to play in the half. This may be the last action we see in the first half. Time perhaps for one more play. McDonald looking for something, anything. QB keeper, he's just going to run it forward, get a first down, get a whole lot more, and he will slide just at about the 43.
And that's going to be a late hit.
Oh, goodness gracious me, those flags are not surprising.
Not at all. I don't know who that's going to be flagged on, but we'll see in the replay here as he goes to slide, and it looks like...
Right there. It looks like it's Canales who laid some pressure on him earlier to force him out of bounds, but too much momentum on the play there.
It looks like he really couldn't stop himself. I don't think that was anything malpractice against McDonald. I think he just couldn't slow himself down in time.
Looked like it was a little bit too much momentum for Canales to handle.
The refs picked up the flag, and it looks like they're discussing what exactly is going to go down here.
Do you think they're listening to us and hearing what we're suggesting on the broadcast and having some mercy?
I'm sure if they were listening to us, they have turned us off many minutes ago.
No matter how you slice the cake, it is a huge first down on the QB keeper by McDonald. It's just a matter of seeing where this goes after the fact, and the chains are moving well into BSU territory.
So they are going to call unnecessary roughness against Canales and the Bears. 6 seconds remaining in the half for WPI. They are well outside field goal range, so they got to take a shot now.
1st and 10 at the BSU 39, it looks like.
There's another replay of the crime that was committed. Canales couldn't stop himself while McDonald was in the slide and took him with him.
An unstoppable force meeting what was apparently a very movable object. 12 seconds on the clock now. They added a few back, and WPI will have room for maybe just one more play before halftime.
4 wide receivers out wide. Carey still in the backfield for WPI.
Hasn't been a very flag-heavy game. It's a little jarring when you see it after, goodness knows how long without one. 1st and 10 for WPI. This will be probably their last play of the half unless they use those timeouts to their advantage.
The only other flag we saw so far was that false start on one of the opening drives.
McDonald wanting to make this a deep one, thinking Hail Mary. That one's got some rainbow and it's intercepted!
Flag is going to come out.
Rolling all the way forward. Holy smokes! Matthew Mamoni, the defensive back, junior out of Dedham, with a big grab right in front of the goal line. But flags on the play.
Yeah, one of the back judges threw the flag a couple seconds after Mamoni made that pick. McDonald, really no choice but
That's
to throw one up.
Big play if it stands at all, but remains to be seen with some laundry on the field.
It looked clean to me. I don't think there was any DPI there on the Bears. I'm not sure exactly what that flag may be.
We're going to find out. I don't see the chains moving at all.
Looks like the WPI offense is still out there. Bears defense is definitely still out there.
It is indeed going to be on BSU.
Fortunately, we can't hear.
Don't you just wish? Well, whatever it is, it made the smattering of Engineer fans in the crowd here in Bridgewater quite pleased.
Sure, we'll get official word from the scores table in just a bit. They are going to call pass interference against the Bears. I think that was clean.
15-yard penalty on the play against Bridgewater, so the Engineers will move forward, and an untimed down coming for them to run this one off. Timeout taken in the meantime.
So WPI burns their second timeout, and I don't think.
Well, let's have a look-see here,
I
because we
don't.
watched a great catch. Oh,
It was not
there you go.
Mamoni.
There you go. There you see it. So it looks like that might have been Dan Taylor getting in the mix, if that's a number 20 like I think it was.
Not sure who that was, but you definitely can't do that. So it wasn't Mamoni who committed the foul there, but once again, you cannot do that. He definitely benefited from that. In the end, really didn't matter as they called the flag. It was a couple seconds, though, after Mamoni had already come down with it, that the flag left the ref's hand. Nevertheless, they made the right call on that one.
Oh, definitely.
It's going to set up an untimed down now.
And Engineers are going to get a chance at this 15 yards deeper than they planned. 1st and 10, clock off at the Bridgewater 24. This could be a very solid chance for the Engineers to climb in front.
The last thing you want for the Bears here is another penalty.
McDonald in the shotgun, looking for a pass. Trying to worm his way out of the pocket. He's in trouble, pulling to his left. He is in real trouble, and there is more laundry on the play as he takes a tumble back at the 33.
Another flag on the play. That could be a couple things, to be honest with you. That could be holding. That could be illegal contact. I'm not exactly sure what that is.
Why not all of it? Let's find out.
This first half not ending. That is going to be holding, and I think there was also a penalty on the Bears, but they offset.
So that's going to end, I believe, the first half. At least our teams on the field feel that way. They're both running off to their respective facilities.
Just holding on the Engineers. BSU declined that, so they'll just go in to the lockers, ending the first half up 7-3.
30 minutes in the books. BSU trying to paste on their first win of the year in their first game at the newly renamed Peter Mazzaferro Field. Bears 7, Engineers 3. We'll be right back with you after halftime on the Bears Sports Network on BTV.
You say crazy, I say crafted. You say savage, I say practiced. Crazy, crafted, savage, practiced. Let's run that whole thing back. You say unbelievable, I say achievable. You say incredible, I say inevitable. Unbelievable, achievable, incredible, inevitable. Let's run that whole thing back. Carbs to compete, electrolytes to replenish.
My name is Brittany Christian. I'm only a sophomore at Bridgewater State, but the opportunities that I've had on campus and off campus have just been amazing. From BSU, I went to Harvard Kennedy School's Public Policy and Leadership Conference. I was the first BSU student to attend the event. It made me not only more passionate about going to law school, but also pursuing possibly the schools of public policy.
WPI and BSU are at the half over at the university on what is now known as Peter Mazzaferro Field at the Swenson Athletic Complex. And we welcome you to this halftime report. I'm John Luck, coming to you from inside of our BTV studios right off the campus on Spring Street here in Bridgewater. If you're just joining us, earlier tonight, BSU officially recognized the longtime coach of the Bears by naming the football field after him. It turns out a conversation with a very familiar name to the university sparked the more than 30-plus year tenure, but Maz's football journey actually started with a college down in Kentucky. You'd be hard-pressed to find anyone that has meant more to Bridgewater State football than Peter Mazzaferro. Within a 36-year coaching career for the Bears, Maz amassed 195 wins, including 7 New England Football Conference championships, 4 straight between 1997 and the year 2000. Peter was a great coach for BSU football, but his path started in Danville, Kentucky for Center College. A 3-sport standout in track, basketball, and defensive end in football, this class of 1954 alum helped the football squad to an overall record of 19-9-1. In 2008, Coach Mazzaferro was inducted into the school's Athletic Hall of Fame. Before arriving at BSU, there were stops at Waynesburg College, Curry, and Geneva College, but in a 2020 Enterprise article by Jim Denton, Peter credited a conversation with BSU's first football head coach in starting one of the longest coaching careers at one school in D3 history, saying, quote, "If I had never met at Swenson back then, I guess I never would have known about Bridgewater State." Before taking over the reins, Coach Mazzaferro would be an assistant to Coach Swenson for 2 years. 1968 was the start of the Mazzaferro era for what was then known as Bridgewater State College, and despite a rough start, Peter coached some of the most successful football the university had ever seen. 1988 through 2004 saw a Bears record of 114, 53-1, and 2 appearances in the NCAA tournament in 1999 and 2000. It may be safe to say football has given as much to this coach as he gave to the game. A historian for the sport, Mazzaferro penned a 1987 article highlighting the past of Division III and small college football here in New England. The list of awards and recognition is long and well-deserved, as Peter is a 2-time New England Football Coach of the Year, the recipient of the All-American Football Foundation Lifetime Achievement Award, also recognized for his contributions to college football in New England with the 1996 George C. Cairns Award. He was inducted into the BSU Athletics Hall of Fame in 1994 and the MASCAC Hall of Fame in 2020, a class that includes former BSU AD John Harper. Even after retiring from coaching, Maz wasn't far from the game. Watching practice and games from the press box, he continues to be a part of the game day experience for both coaches and students. Although rosters and faces may change, starting tonight there will be one constant. A football team that has been a big part of his life will now play its home games on a field that will bear his name. Papa Bear Peter Mazzaferro. It's crazy to think that the next coach on the BSU football coaching wins list is Chuck Danoon, who had 75 wins over 11 seasons. There have been 5 coaches in the program's history, as you can see, and during training camp back in August, I talked with one of those names, current head coach Joe Varia, about Coach Mazzaferro and the takeaways from these early season non-conference games. Standing here with Joe Varia, head coach of the BSU football team. Coach, thanks for joining us. Always great to talk to you. And before we get to Coach Maz, I just want to ask you about the non-conference schedule, 2 games before the conference season. as a coach, what do you take from those two games? Because people look and say it's non-conference, doesn't really have a lot of MASCAC meaning, but I'd imagine for a coach that's not true.
No, I would say this, it's our first test. We just had a scrimmage, so we got a good idea about, who we are and where we're going. But I think the first game, against a team that we're not familiar with, MIT, and the second game, another team that we're not familiar with, WPI, will definitely show who we are as a team. I think there'll be more adjustments because we don't have a lot of film to see what they're doing other than last year's film. But, they're both two quality teams, good programs, and we'll look forward to playing.
Now we're standing here in front of what's going to be known as Peter Mazzaferro Field.
Yes.
He played a big part in your life. You played for him, you coached under him.
Right.
When you heard the announcement that this field was going to be dedicated in his name, what went through your mind?
Well, first of all, I was very happy for him. It's been a long time coming. And, Coach Maz was a mentor of mine. He's the one that gave me my first college job, and I've been here ever since, thanks to him. He's been a mentor to a lot of the guys. I mean, a lot of the coaches. Coach Moyen played for him. I played for him. So we're all excited for him, the fact that this is happening, and I think it's a great thing.
And he's coached since the 60s, so I'd imagine coaching has changed a little bit. Is there anything that you use now for coaching methods that he used back in the days that kind of acted as a teaching tool for you?
Yeah, I would say, I'll tell you one thing. Like you said, way back when he coached in the 60s, 70s, and when he coached us, football was a little different. It was, it wasn't as spread out as it is now offensively. Defensively, it was a little different. Double sessions were totally different than they used to be now, But one thing he always taught me is that the football program is the most important thing. And, take care of your players and everything will happen, everything will go according to the plan.
Now you have a bunch of players here that I don't think were born when he stopped coaching here back in 2004. They're going to see the dedication. What do you want them to know and the new students to know about what Peter Mazzaferro actually meant to the BSU football community?
Well, he coached here for well over 30 years, 35, almost 40 years. So I think they have to know that he's really probably the foundation of the football program. The coaches that came after him, Coach Danoon and now myself, we learned a lot from him. So I think it's exciting the fact that they're honoring him, and we have to keep these kids, I'd say 10 years ago, a lot of the teams we had, he would come out to practice. He would be here every day talking to the kids so they had a good idea who he was. These kids are different, but we're telling them now, and hopefully they appreciate it on next Friday night.
Well, Coach, thank you very much for coming on, talking a little bit about Coach Maz, and best of luck this season.
Thank you. I'd like to say quickly, Coach Maz, thank you for everything you've done, and go Bears.
Thanks again to Coach Varia, whose team is at the half against WPI at Mazzaferro Field. When we come back, we have the MASCAC coaches poll for the fall sports. We'll tell you where BSU was projected to finish, and the university named its latest class for the Athletics Hall of Fame.
Just having some breakfast before the big meeting, because great hair and dynamite breath will only get you so far, or so I've been told. You see, breakfast isn't food, it's fuel for the fire that helps Earth be the best planet in the United States. We've got breakfast for everybody. Paleo people, we got sausage and bacon. Vegan, I don't know what that is, but we got a lot of fresh fruit. You call yourself a glutenarian? Hey, we've got cereal, bagels, toast, everything you can handle. We're insane in the grain. Oh, hey, pancakes, huh? I feel you on that. Hey, how about some bacon, guys? Huh? Can I get a hallelujah for bacon? Hallelujah! Yeah. Can I get a hallelujah for waffles? Huh? No? That's why we don't do waffles. We've got it all. And to prove it, I'll post a new breakfast combo with these cool new emojicons I'm working on. Say I post a toast sandwich with 3 bowls of cereal. I call that a carbonanza. Or bacon with eggs. And extra bacon and eggs. I call that a paleo no you didn't. What do you call it? Let me know. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm having a little me time. Ooh, yeah.
Halftime rolls on, and August 24th was a fun day for the kids at Bridgewater's Mitchell Elementary School as the university hosted its 10th annual Road to Kindergarten event. The day features 100 kids who are about to enter kindergarten taking part in football activities and games, but I think it's safe to say the players had just as much fun. You can see even taking part in some Duck Duck Goose. And speaking of the team, they were picked to finish second in the MASCAC preseason coaches poll, finishing with 53 points, 10 shy of the projected champs UMass Dartmouth, who also received 7 first-place votes. It is worth noting that BSU hosts the Corsairs on Senior Day, which is coming up on October 28th. Other teams that were voted on at the university were the men's cross-country team, projected to win the conference with 5 first-place votes. The men's soccer team was picked to finish 4th, which is where they finished last season when they made the MASCAC championship. The women's soccer team finished in 2nd place in the MASCAC standings last year, but this year they're projected to finish 3rd behind Westfield and Fitchburg. They play Salve Regina tomorrow afternoon at 2, a game that you can watch right here on BSN. Volleyball is projected to finish 4th, and they will open their home slate Wednesday night in a non-conference affair. That's against Leslie at the Tinsley Center, and field hockey was picked to finish 6th. In July, the university named its Hall of Fame class of 2023 that will be officially recognized during homecoming weekend next month. Women's head coach Bridget Casey, who is preparing for season number 27 of her tenure for the team, is the all-time winningest coach in BSU women's basketball, with 377 wins and 6 MASCAC championships. That goes along with 7 NCAA tournament appearances, including this past March. The 1984-85 women's basketball team was nominated as they accomplished a 26-2 record with a then D3 record 25-game winning streak. Michael Morris played basketball and football for BSU and finished his career with 1,427 points, which is 12th in program history, and under Coach Mazzaferro in 1996 had a team-high 4 receiving touchdowns. Again, the university will recognize all the inductees on October 20th at the induction ceremony inside the Rondelau Student Union. Thanks for watching this halftime report. We'll get you back over to the university coming up in just a minute.
Hi, I'm Tom Arrighi from A&A Gasoline in Bridgewater. We have the best prices in town. We're a local gasoline company at 1001 Bedford Street. We also have a kiosk. We sell lottery tickets, candy, water, soda, chips, cigarettes. Not good for you, but we do sell them. Come on down. We'd love to have you. We're a local company and we're proud of it. Have a great day.
I love the diversity of my city. I love the fact that you can walk down the street and you hear 10 different languages. I went to community college for 2 years and I got the great opportunity to come to Bridgewater State University. I completed my undergrad in criminal justice, and after I completed my undergrad, I decided to pursue a master's in social work. And I feel like I'm in the right place at Bridgewater. Because it's actually preparing me to promote social justice, to make a change out there in the world and in my city.
It starts right when you hit the court. You imagine your finest moment. The game-winning shot that gets you to the dance, a monster dunk or no-look pass, and cutting down the net. Sports lets us dream of our own success and prepare us for our finest moments on and off the court.
All right, we got some halftime stats for you today. Hunter Carey has been one of the big stories for WPI. 13 rushes, 54 yards. Long rush of 11 so far on the day. Rushing has really been the thing for both teams. Adam Couch, 7 for 28, and 1 touchdown for the Bears. No touchdowns yet for WPI. Bears lead 7-3.
One thing that's striking in these stats, we were talking a lot in the first half about WPI relying on its ground game. I don't think any set of numbers bears that out more on the sheet in front of me than those completion statistics. James Cahoon getting the start today for Bridgewater State. 14 of 19 in the air for 95 yards. Stephen McDonald just 7 of 20, including a pick. He's tacked on 69 yards with a long of 27, though, well ahead of Cahoon's game long of 15.
Yeah, this is definitely a more characteristic game out of James Cahoon, because last time out, he threw 21 incompletions, which is not something you see from him. He's usually a very accurate quarterback, and he has been so far today. They just really haven't been able to get much going in the passing game, or offensively at all, as we come into the half 7-3.
Most colorful reception of the game, though, ironically, belongs to the Engineers. It is Noah Herzig with a game-long 27-yard catch. Engineers, though, as you mentioned, trailing the Bears 7-3 as we get ready for the second half here at Peter Mazzaferro Field at the Swenson Athletic Complex on the campus of Bridgewater State University. A humid, thick night here in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. A fun place to be. And right now, a fun place for the Bears with a 4-point lead. Third quarter coming up soon here on the Bears Sports Network on BTV.
It is 8:29 and 77 degrees still here at Bridgewater.
What's the humidity? That's the key number for me. What's the humidity? What percentage are we looking at here?
We'll find that out in just a second. 88% humidity. I would not want to be down on that field right now. We are in the air-conditioned press box.
We've been waiting. For those of you not familiar with southeastern Massachusetts, we have been desperately waiting for rain for a couple of days here in this part of the world. Supposed to come within the next couple of days, but it has been a few days of just relentless muggy heat here in the area leading up to tonight. Certainly today was a bit of an energy sapper, but both of these teams have come out there with a ton of fight this evening. Dew point in Bridgewater, we're told by our producers in the truck, is 75. It is just capital G gross. But both of these teams are fighting through it and putting in a valiant effort. It's been a low scorer so far. These teams mostly have each other's number. We figured it would be an even match coming in, but the Bears with the advantage as we move toward the second half.
And the Bears will get the ball to start things out in the second half. Allegedly, we're supposed to get rain tomorrow, but
so they say.
Just allegedly.
We've been waiting for rain for a couple of days around these parts. So Bears, as you mentioned, will receive a first drive touchdown for BSU, but they have not scored since. Engineers, as you mentioned, by contrast, held to a field goal. That one put up by Brock Doobie. He is 1 for 2 on field goal attempts tonight so far. So the Bears are starting to take the field. It will be BSU receiving to start things off.
The thing for Brock Doobie, he definitely has the leg. His one miss was a little bit wide to the left. You'll see if he's the one who comes out to take this kickoff, and he will be.
Distance is clearly not an issue for him.
Absolutely not.
As usual for the Bears, Isaiah Wright and Andrew Kloutman out back to receive. Bears looking to add on to their lead. Engineers looking to right the ship and go 2-0. As we mentioned in the first half, Bears come in 0-1. Engineers come in 1-0. WPI with a huge victory over Worcester State last weekend. Bears with a crushing defeat at the hands of MIT in Cambridge last weekend. Kickoff is underway. Wright will take it. Trying to move his way forward, working around on the right, no pun intended. Still on his feet, still working through traffic, and he will be taken down right around the 31.
So a good return to get things started here for the Bears, opening things up in the second half. Isaiah Wright takes the return, as we've seen him do a couple times tonight. But we actually haven't seen him do anything more than fair catch. And this was a good return by him right around the 31. Official spot will be the 32-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Bears, looking to tack on. Cahoon back out there. What else is new in the shotgun with Couch to his left?
Looks like they're going to run the ball here the way they have the tight end lined up, but now
Burchard in motion. Opening play handoff, and Couch is able to pick up a couple yards on the rush.
21 Adam Couch on the carry.
Adam Couch having a decent game. He has 8 carries. Following that one, 31 yards. Not exactly what he'd like. I'm sure he'd like the yardage to be a little bit up there.
It's a gain of 3 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 7 for the Bears. Couch this time to the right of Cahoon, again in the shotgun. Burchard realigning himself. Another handoff to Couch. He's going to streak his way through the middle for a gain of a couple. Taken down just shy of the 40.
21 Couch.
Fans are starting to trickle back into their seats here. BSU fans mostly, although there are some Engineer fans represented in the crowd tonight who have made the drive out here on 495.
That one will go for a gain of 4 officially. He was wrapped up by Frankie Polito pretty quickly. Now it's 3rd and 3 from the 39.
Cahoon play action, and he's got a lot of space looking for a long bomb. He puts this one high in the air looking for Nocera, and it is just beyond his reach, incomplete.
James Cahoon is on the ground. He got up, but he was absolutely leveled as he got that throw out to Michael Nocera, and he's back on the ground.
He is really not a happy camper. And Cahoon is doubled over in pain. Trainers running over immediately. Let's take a look back at the play. Cahoon with plenty of space in the pocket initially, but he just gets absolutely demolished.
I think that was
by
Barry.
Mohamed Barry. Yes, indeed.
Barry has been in Cahoon's grill all game so far. And the Bears going to punt here as it was 4th and 3.
Cahoon is walking off the field under his own power. Play changing over anyway. But he looks like he took a whale of a hit.
From the 39-yard line.
Tough to see, and you hope everything is all right. We've thankfully only had a couple of injuries or players in pain tonight, something you never want to see.
I will say now on the Bears sideline, Peter Celestino and SP Pagano, as that punt was just not what the Bears wanted.
That was a gruesome punt, and Shane Drake immediately horrified at what he's done.
We'll show you a replay of the hit by Mohamed Barry right here as Cahoon rolls out to his left and he unloads one for Nocera. Got it off just in time, but absolutely folded.
He took that right in the numbers.
Peter Celestino out there with SP Pagano playing catch right now. Jack McCarthy also out there. Celestino listed as the quarterback 2 on the sophomore for the Bears.
It was a brutal punt by Drake, and the Engineers are going to start out at the BSU 43. McDonald in the shotgun. There has been no other formation tonight, and breaking his way through for a gain of about 5 or 6 is Chow.
Number 8 Chow on the carry.
Pagano playing a more concerted game of catch now on the sideline.
From the 38-yard line.
Celestino has left the sideline. Pagano has his helmet on. Not fully now. I don't know who's going to go in. Pagano served as the QB2 last year for the Bears, but Celestino's listed as it on the depth chart as it stands right now.
Pagano's partner in crime on the sideline playing catch, his brother Cameron. Freshman at wide receiver for the Bears.
Cahoon has his helmet on now, and he's walking up the sideline.
Meanwhile, here's a replay of Chow picking up 2 on the play. As we go into the soap opera of BSU sideline antics, Chow picks up 2 on that little rush, and it's 3rd and 2 for the Engineers. Situated at the BSU 35, Engineers looking to make a statement after being largely stonewalled in the first half. McDonald looking for a toss. Plenty of time, pocket wide open, all by his lonesome, and that's a quick little dot.
There's number 26.
Pullman again.
No, Poon threw me for a loop. The wide receiver slash fullback, wearing number 26 there. Gain of 4 on the reception. That'll be good for a first down.
He's seen a play or two in the game already. 1st and 10 for the Engineers at the BSU 31. Looking to take advantage of their advantageous start. McDonald the handoff. Chow breaking through. Getting stood up, but he's able to pick up 2 or 3.
Number 8, Chow on the carry.
Cahoon is now playing catch on the BSU sideline. Seems to be doing all right. He has dropped his football, and we'll see how this proceeds.
2nd and 7 from the 28-yard line.
It doesn't matter anyway because the Engineers are still on the field. 2nd and 7 for WPI at the Bridgewater State 28. McDonald again in shotgun. He'll step back. Looking for a pass. He's thinking Hail Mary, and that is intercepted in the end zone.
The Bears come away with a huge interception after the bad punt. Gives WPI great field position. I'm sorry.
What a catch in the end zone for Chonley Sign. The senior from Everett makes a huge scoop. And BSU with a chance at redemption. What a read. Sign on top of that like words on a page. And the Bears are going to take back over at the 20.
So a huge interception by the Bears deep in their own territory. Chonley Seen getting the interception there.
Cahoon is back on the field for the Bears. Evidently feels well enough to proceed. Handoff on the play.
New face at running back for the Bears, though.
That's going to be Trevor Nunes, the junior from East Falmouth. Is it Nunes? Nunes? I've heard it pronounced both ways.
I'm not sure.
Well, he's number 13, and he just picked up 3 yards on the rush for the Bears. 2nd and 7.
I think it might be Nunes. I don't see an accent, at least on the roster. Interesting that he came out there. Mac Driver had 9 carries against MIT. We haven't seen him at all today.
Bears clearly trying to change their game plan against science schools. Cahoon play action, but he's getting pushed back. Has to dump one off to Burchard, trying to rumble his way back forward, and he will, in fact, very possibly move the chains. We're going to see. Yes, indeed he does. Burchard just muscling his way across after the catch, making something out of nothing, finding some space. Able to break an attempted tackle as well. Looks like he just kind of dodged Espinal, the linebacker for the Engineers. Just about 10 minutes to play in the quarter. Bears with a 7-3 lead. They carry over from halftime, and it's a fresh set of downs at their own 30. Cahoon the handoff. Rolling forward again, and there's a flag on the play.
Whoa, there's some extracurriculars there from the Bears, too. As
it was Nunes who got the carry. There's a whole lot of laundry.
Someone got shoved there, but that's not what the flag was for. The Bears' offense moving backwards. I think that's going to be holding.
Yes, indeed it is. So Bears are going to take this one 5 yards deeper. Have a look-see on the play there. And that might just be your guilty party in frame there, possibly number 88.
Potentially.
Maybe Ryan Darby.
Not able to hear the ref's official call from up here, but it looked for sure like that was not a clean block by Darby.
1st and 20 now for the Bears. From their own 20. Trying to dot it forward, and he does. Direct hit to Akinshi. And Bears are able to claw back most of the progress they lost.
Now getting the passing game going with that shot to Akinshi.
Or it's Akinshi, I'm sorry. I'm going to go with our fellow on the PA here. Until told otherwise, another handoff. This time it's again going to be Nunes, and he is just stuffed up, nowhere to go.
Nunes just not able to bounce that one out to the left side. Absolutely stuffed by the WPI defensive line. And this drive, other than that last play, hasn't really gone exactly how the Bears would have liked.
It's going to be no gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and 2 for Bridgewater.
Jack McCarthy comes onto the field now. And one thing, there is one very important person unusually missing from the field for the Bears. Adam Couch has not been on the field this drive.
Indeed, the last few formations, it has been Nunes lining up to the side. He did so again, but it is going to be a really tough look. I'm not really sure what Cahoon was doing. He started running forward right about the line of scrimmage.
It looked...
Tried to offer a toss to somebody, nobody. Let's have a look-see here. I'm not sure if he was trying to send a lateral the way.
I think that's Darby? I think he was trying to...
Yes, indeed. I think he was trying to...
I think he was trying to hit the shovel pass to him.
Yeah. That's
He seemed relatively close to the first down marker. I'm not exactly sure...
And yet so far away.
...if he knew that, but that was definitely a strange play. I definitely think if he kept running, he might have been able to get a first down for the Bears.
On 4th and 2, Bears are going to punt. Drake out to do the business. Russell out to receive.
Punt
Russell trying to move it forward. He's getting stuck up a little bit on the side, and he will be shoved out of bounds right about the 31. Flags on the play, and it's getting extracurricular again.
That is going to be on the Bears. Looked like some unnecessary roughness. It's going to be a face mask.
Definitely looked like there was a whole lot of action coming the way of Russell. And we'll hear from our officials in just a moment.
Whatever it is, it will in fact be going against the Bears. That is going to be a face mask.
So a 15-yard penalty, and the Engineers are going to get another shot in the arm as they start out here in the second.
There have been some big penalties by the Bears. We saw the pass interference in the end zone to end things in the first half, and now that face mask on Russell during the return.
And WPI, of course, quick to capitalize. 1st and 10 starting only at their own 48. Some very advantageous starting field positions the Engineers have been able to work themselves into tonight, or have otherwise benefited from Bear mistakes. McDonald on the handoff. It's going to be Carey trying to worm his way around, and that's exactly what he will do. Easily muscles his way into BSU territory, and it'll bring up 2nd and a couple.
However, to that point, they have had some great field position set up by the Bears. They haven't really been able to make do of it. They missed the field goal to end the first half, and they've only been able to put up 3 points so far throughout all their drives.
So here's an interesting stat for you. According to our funky little live stats here, it turns out Cahoon's pass is being credited as an attempt to Christian Torres, the tight end from Holbrook, who would be a much more reasonable target. That one is batted down. McDonald was really trying to hit Douglas Kane, the tight end. No dice, and it's 3rd and 2 from the 44.
That was definitely a risky shovel pass nonetheless. It looked like he could have been dancing with an illegal forward pass if he took a couple more steps.
3rd down and 2 for the Engineers, trying to find their first touchdown of the evening. They trail by 4 to the Bears.
Do I smell another carry by Hunter Carey?
It's quite possible. McDonald the handoff. Carey indeed, but he just gets absolutely clotheslined at the 45.
It's going to be close. Hunter Carey takes another one.
That may, in fact, be a loss of 1.
2 backs in the backfield. Give it off to Carey.
Ouchie.
And he did not get it. They'll go no gain on the play. So 4th and 2. And it looks like the offense is going to stay out.
It's an awkward position to be in. I can see why they would do it. It's too close to punt. A little too far for a field goal attempt. This might be the least bad option the Engineers have. 4th and 2 at the 44. McDonald's going to try his luck.
Fullback lined up in the backfield.
McDonald, handoff. They muscle through. What a drive! Carey! Going, and he is finally leveled around the 11.
So Hunter Carey just breaks through the Bears D-line there. There's a player down for the Bears as well. We get you the replay of that. Avoiding the initial tackle, I think that was Ben McMahon who was in the backfield. And then Medeiros tries to drag him down, not able to do so. And it wasn't until Elijah Lewis finally got a hold of him and stopped him for a gain of 33.
Hunter Carey has been the go-to on the ground all night for the Engineers. He showed exactly why, just penetrating the Bridgewater State defense, ripping them for a massive gain to set up 1st and 10 at the Bridgewater 11.
The Bears player who was down is back up. Probably just got the wind knocked out of him from just a violent run by Hunter Carey. And
33 yards. Take note.
Longest rush of the game for either side, and once again, this shows some of the problems they struggled with the MIT game, giving up the rushing yards.
McDonald thinking pass. That one is batted away, and it's incomplete. Great coverage by Sign.
He had that pick earlier. Nice job on the coverage. Absolutely strapped to Mezzo.
Mezzo made a couple of great plays in the first half where he was able to really open himself up and get some space, but Chonley Sign was having none of it. Brings up 2nd and 10.
They've really liked targeting Mezzo in the back of the end zone down on that right side. That's the 3rd time they've ran that play. Hasn't gone their way just yet.
2nd and 10 at the BSU 11. McDonald thinking another pass play. Now he's just going to lateral it aside to Carey. Carey trying to work his way forward. He is finally stuffed down somewhere between the 6 and the 5.
Call me crazy, but on the replay, you can't see it from here. It looked like Herdzig jumped a little bit early. It's not going to get called by the refs.
The lateral pays off. We've seen some risky laterals and shovels in this game so far, but that one is pay dirt for the Engineers. It'll set up 3rd and 5 at the Bridgewater 5-yard line. Rolling in, trying to find something, and right on the goal line.
They're going to call him down at the 1.
Oh, wow. That was a toss-up. McDonald with a quick little dart to Herdzig.
Beautiful route running here by Herdzig.
3rd and inches.
You catch it on the replay. Breaks right and absolutely leveled. Touchdown saving hit right there.
So it is, I stand corrected, going to be a 1st down at the very least, and it's a very short 1st and goal for WPI.
Timeout called. I think it's going to be WPI.
Looking to talk over their strategy as they seek to paste on their first touchdown of the night. 5 minutes and 14 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. Bears with a 7-3 lead. They own the only TD of the evening.
Something tells me in just a couple of seconds we might see Hunter Carey standing in the end zone.
I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked.
If anyone deserves a touchdown, it would be him. And the way he's been playing, I wouldn't be shocked. Ripped off that huge 33-yard run with the box absolutely stacked by the Bears. It's actually going to be a timeout for the Bears. Correction. They use their first timeout for either team used here in the second half. 5:14 left to play in the 3rd quarter.
WPI has lived and died by the ground game. Would not be a shock if they go to it here at a 1st and goal just centimeters away. Lining up. Maybe they'll get frisky. Maybe it'll be a QB sneak. You never know.
Direct snap to Hunter Carey.
Carey going to try to drive it in.
I don't think he got there, but the second effort.
Still going. Play has not been blown dead.
I still don't think he got there, neither does Elijah Lewis.
The officials have not called. And as the smoke clears, it looks more firmly like BSU has survived the onslaught for another play. Brings up 2nd and goal.
It's a direct snap to the big running back, 6'2" Hunter Carey. He's been able to do what he wants with the Bears defense for most of this game. It's not going to go their way that time. Nope. And they're going to set up for another direct snap. There's no quarterback on the field. It's just Hunter Carey and 2 fullbacks in the backfield.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. 2nd and goal, just half a yard away. Direct snap to Carey. He's trying to find his way in, and that's exactly what he does. Pokes a hole, and the Engineers are in front, but a flag on the play.
So hold the celebration for just a second. There is a flag on the play, and we'll get word on officially what that is in just a moment here from the man in the white hat.
Bears are going to change over a few while we wait for word from the Stripes. Whatever it was has scared WPI sufficiently as to bring out the field goal team. Brock Doobie
They're gonna. The touchdown stands. I think.
Touchdown does stand. I stand corrected. That is not a field goal, but rather Brock Doobie looking to extend this WPI lead to 3 with an extra point. The touchdown is good.
The official call from the ref is coming now.
Official call is touchdown.
So it looks like what.
There is a foul on the play, and it is going to go against the Bears.
So there's going to be a personal foul on the Bears. That's what the flag was, and that's why Doobie is out there to kick the extra point. 5 for 5.
So a little bit of the drama taken out of the air there as things are slowed up, but WPI exceeds Bridgewater and looking to make it a 3-point lead.
It will be assessed on the kickoff.
The penalty against BSU will be assessed on kickoff, so Engineers just looking to tie up loose ends with the extra point. Doobie looking to square up. Extra point is up. And true. Engineers take a 3-point lead. WPI fans in the stands here in Bridgewater quite pleased.
The way that one was flying, Doobie could have backed up 20 more yards and absolutely drilled that.
He put a lot of energy into that thing. So Bears will be assessed a penalty on kickoff. They now find themselves in the hole for the first time tonight after spending the entire game up to this point either tied at 0 or leading. 4:22 to play in the third quarter. We figured it'd be an even match coming in, and it has really been blows traded all the way between these two squads.
Definitely a defense-sided game for both teams. Outside of the run game, which has been very good for WPI, there hasn't been a ton of offense, a lot of short passes.
Usual crowd out for kickoff. Doobie offering. Now back to receive, Wright and Kloutman.
That one's just going to fly out the back of the end zone.
So with the penalty, Bears are going to end up starting at their own 10.
Not exactly where you want to be.
Not at all.
Following a kickoff like that.
Typically not.
Backed up against their own end zone.
Oh, no. Wait, hold up. Well, so much for a penalty being assessed on... it must have been on the kick itself. Bears are going to start from their own 25 instead. Quick little dump off to Nocera. He's worming his way through and makes it across. That looks like a first down. Yes, indeed. So the penalty was assessed on the kick. I thought it would be after the kick.
For anyone who may have been concerned, Adam Couch is out there again. Now takes his spot in the backfield. We saw Nunes for all of last drive.
It's moments like this when I wish to anyone who would listen that we could hear the referees up here. Fresh set of downs at the 36 for BSU. Cahoon seeking a pass play. Up top, quick little dot. Couch with the reception. He's going. Nobody is in his way. He's going to take it home. And in the blink of an eye, the Bears answer.
So Adam Couch, fantastic through the ground and the air, and he shows why right there. He scores the second touchdown of the game, putting the Bears up 13-10. What a play by James Cahoon and Adam Couch, hitting him right out of the backfield. We have the replay for you right now.
For all the running he's done on the ground tonight, perhaps the most magical play of Adam Couch's evening was through the air.
Absolutely just green and white around him. Adam Couch.
That is 64 yards for Adam Couch. They're still trying to line themselves up.
Someone's getting on here late to the...
Oh, they're going to go for two.
Unit. They just got hit with a delay of game, I think.
Bears are trying to sort themselves out. It looks like they're going to go for two.
Delay of game, number 57, Colton Johnson, the freshman D lineman, did not get out there quick enough to set up. They're just going to kick it.
Now they'll kick it. Boy, they were standing, I thought, for all the world. So it's going to be Joey Nazo, the other kicker on the BSU staff, getting a shot at this extra point, and it's good.
A little bit of an extra test for him after that delay of game, but nevertheless, he was up for the task, hitting his second PAT of the game. 3:47 remains in the third, 14-10 Bears after the long touchdown to Adam Couch.
Bears wasting no time answering at all. And both of these teams really starting to get their offenses lit up here in the second half. 3:47 to play. Bears now with a 4-point advantage over the Engineers. And WPI now seeking an answer of their own. So the usual suspects out to kick and receive. Drake is going to step back out there for the kickoff. Out back to return for WPI, Herzig and Hannigan. Little different crowd from their punt return action. They will let that one bumble into the end zone and get the start at their 25. If you hear any other yelling on our broadcast that isn't me yelling for a touchdown, it is our lovely BSU assistants who are in the booth immediately next to us and animatedly preparing their plays, and I don't blame them one bit. There is a lot of energy here at this field tonight. Bears with a 14-10 lead in their home opener, trying to right the ship after a loss to MIT last weekend, and they certainly are turning on the Jets here tonight at Peter Mazzaferro Field.
I think there was some slight frustration with the special teams on that kickoff, but I think we have that all sorted out now as McDonald.
McDonald, another handoff. It's Chow making his way forward for a couple of yards.
So the 1-2 punch of Chow and Carey. This time we see Chow. Looks like he got about 2 yards on that. We'll wait for the official call. It will be 2 yards on the play.
Good eye.
2nd and 8 from the 27.
Bears turned their ground game into air game with Adam Couch for a 64-yard touchdown. 2nd and 8 for the Engineers. McDonald trying to find something through the air. Direct hit. What a pass. And I believe that was Mezzo with a big catch for a first down.
We've seen Mezzo targeted a couple times. McDonald does a good job staying in the pocket, not letting that pressure get to him, and hit Mezzo in stride for a gain of 10.
Engineers at their own 37, trying to pick up some momentum in a couple of key plays to start off this drive. McDonald, another handoff. This time it's going to be Chow. He's getting bottled up, but he manages to slip his way through and chew up about 9 yards.
Another big run for WPI. That's been what's got them going this entire game. As Chow takes that carry up the right side, breaks off a couple tackles. That was a nice move by him.
He's slippery like a seal, and it pays off. It is, in fact, called a gain of 10, and it will be a crucial first down for Chow, putting the Engineers within striking distance of Bridgewater territory yet again.
It looks like Chow is now out there with his backfield complement. Hunter Carey lined up across from him.
Play action. McDonald getting stuffed, and he has to put it into the floor. Excellent coverage by the Bears. Give it right there to Di Girolamo, which is such a long name. I'm so sorry, but he's had a couple of crucial defensive plays. Puts very effective pressure on McDonald to force 2nd and 10.
Nothing McDonald could do with that one other than throw it away or eat the sack. He made the right decision, setting up 2nd and 10 from the 47.
Just north of 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Bears with a 4-point lead. Engineers looking for the answer. Flags immediately after the snap.
Not sure if someone jumped.
This one's coming back.
False start on WPI. Not sure exactly who the guilty party for them was, but they're going to be backing up now. A 5-yard penalty now sets up 2nd and 15. So WPI trails here with about 17 minutes of football left to play, 2:05 in this quarter.
And certainly we've seen them grind their way into the end zone. They want to kill as much clock as they can and not give Bridgewater a chance to respond, even with a few minutes. Another handoff, it's Chow. He's trying to worm his way around, and he's going to get bottled up just shy of the 45.
Once again, John Chow breaking tackles, takes that handoff. We've seen that play a couple times as he shakes off 2 defenders right there with the help of one of his linemen. Eventually brought down for a gain of 3. So 3rd and 12 for the Bears, putting WPI in an interesting position. They've really enjoyed a whole new defensive unit for the Bears, by the way.
Before they can get any gas on that, it's going to be a BSU timeout.
I think BSU, it looked like they just 11 for 11 swapped who was out there. The amount of red jerseys that were going onto the field. They'll get that sorted during the timeout. I was about to say 3rd and 12 puts WPI in a little bit of an interesting position because they've loved running the ball. And as good as Hunter Carey's been, do you want to run the ball on such a far down and distance?
Exactly.
Especially with the time left, with the field position. It's definitely an interesting situation, and we'll get the answer to see how they play this out.
Still a full quarter to play with. A little bit of a philosophical debate for WPI to approach during this timeout. Again, called by Bridgewater. Exactly a minute and a half to play in the 3rd quarter. Bears up 14-10.
They just burned their 2nd timeout of the 2nd half, so they'll have 1 remaining.
WPI retains all 3 of theirs. Interesting decision.
There's been a couple of defensive play calling miscues for the Bears. I think that might have been the source of that timeout.
A long-awaited 3rd and 12 from the 45 for the Engineers. McDonald trying to find something magical to propel his WPI squad well into Bridgewater territory. Indeed, looking for that play in the air. McDonald trying to work his way through the pocket. He's in trouble trying to work through the right. He's just going to turn it into a QB keeper, scamper across, and gets his own 1st down.
So
he makes magic with his feet.
2 receivers to either side of McDonald, blanketed by the Bears secondary. No other option other than to keep it himself and take off with it. And all the Bears DBs were so far down the field, they couldn't touch him before he was already past the chains.
Stephen McDonald makes something out of nothing. And it is 1st and 10 from just about the 41.
I guess that answers our question. You do run it on 3rd and 12, even though it wasn't their first choice.
They're going to run it right here again. Chow with the carry, and he's going to pick up about 3.
Chow, another carry, that same play we've seen multiple times tonight. Stays up through contact, but not able to gain anything more than those initial 4 yards. It's going to set up 2nd and 6 now for the Engineers.
You have to imagine that a play like McDonald's has got to be a morale booster for this offense.
Absolutely. For everybody involved, the offensive line has to be ecstatic about their blocking on that play as he touch passes it forward to Herzig.
Herzig breaking his way, slides. He may be just short on contact, but he sure picked up a few at the very least.
See that again, a touch pass. We've seen that a couple times today to Herzig.
The chains disagreed with me. Herzig slides across just in time. Let's take another look.
Oh.
Yeah. By the skin of his teeth, Herzig scoops the 1st down, and that will be the last action of the 3rd.
For a second, I thought someone might have called a timeout. There was still 1 second
I was gonna
on
say,
the scoreboard. I wasn't sure.
Sorry to leave you folks hanging. That is indeed the end of the 3rd as we thought. Bears with a 14-10 lead, but the Engineers once again knocking on the door. They're in Bridgewater territory when we come back.
Coach Maz, we are who we are because of what you've been able to provide for us. We're incredibly appreciative and cannot think of a better way of recognizing you. Congratulations, Coach.
Hi, Coach Maz. As the father of Bridgewater State University football, this is such a well-deserved honor. You have been such a strong advocate of the football program, the athletic program, and the university as a whole. Congratulations, and we'll see you at the game.
A football legend around these parts, Coach Peter Mazzaferro. 36 years with this BSU football unit. 34 years in the physical education department. Really just a hero to the entire athletics department. Saluted tonight with the renaming of this very field in his honor. And chewing up as much of that field as he can is Hunter Carey.
About to say, it's been a long time coming for this renaming of the field for Coach Mazzaferro, as Hunter Carey carries the Engineers to a first down.
We were talking with our wonderful boss in charge of sports information, Mike Holbrook, about the process that the university was going through. We were talking about it yesterday, and really, like you said, a long time coming. This has been in the works, well planned and well deserved.
So after that carry, this is, well, that might have just changed. I was about to say Hunter Carey is over 100 yards rushing for the first time this season, 7th time in his career.
That was a tough look.
But after that one, I think he might be back under the century mark following that tough hit from the Bears defense. We got that on replay right here.
Bridgewater smelled blood.
Hunter Carey
and
absolutely
he's immediately wrapped up.
Can't see. That's a linebacker. I think that's number 45.
Brendan Albert, the senior from Canton.
Brandon Albert's been a huge piece on this defense for the Bears for the past couple seasons. Makes a huge TFL there.
He slips up the $1 million man, and it brings up 2nd and 13. McDonald through the air, able to hit right along the side, but it's incomplete. His intended target was Curtin, but it was just out of bounds. Brings up 3rd and 13.
So 3rd and 13 now from the 24-yard line, knocking on the footsteps of the Bears end zone.
WPI's drive will live or die here.
It's getting loud at Swenson as McDonald back out in shotgun, Carey to his left.
Is it even worth saying in shotgun if he's been there all night? Play action. He's going to dot it across. Quick little pass. That was a brilliant find to the junior wide receiver, Preston Van Fleet. I almost just said Van Vliet. Van Fleet, Preston Van Fleet, the wide receiver from Marshfield, able to grab the catch there.
And to your point, no, it's not worth to mention that it's been in shotgun. We haven't seen either team take a snap from under center the entire game. All of the offense has been played out of shotgun. So that sets up 1st and 10 now from the 11-yard line, and the Bears backed up against their own end zone.
Van Fleet in his first catch of the night. A crucial one for WPI. 1st and 10 at the Bridgewater 11. Handoff to Carey. He's going to try to muscle his way through for a few, and he is poking through.
He gets down there close. And with that, Hunter Carey now back over 100 yards for the 7th time in his career, first time this year.
Hunter Carey, for the most part, working his way through this Bridgewater State defense has been like a fork and cake most of the evening. 2nd and 4 at the BSU 5.
And the run defense has really been a weak point for the Bears all season. I said it a couple times earlier, 178 yards on the ground surrendered to MIT a week ago.
And even with an advantage, they're letting Carey just have his way with the field tonight. Another handoff. This time, Carey a little bit more vulnerable. He gets stood up, might have gained 1.
Looks like Zach Souza had something to say about Hunter Carey that time as he got into the backfield quickly, but Carey still able to at least get it back to the line of scrimmage.
It will be a gain of 1, and it brings up 3rd and 4. No, 3rd and 3, I stand corrected. It'd be helpful if I could learn my numbers tonight, wouldn't it? Just under 12 to play in the game.
Regardless of the down and distance here, you have to assume it's 4-down territory. They are very close.
Almost
and
definitely.
They have to go for it if they don't pick it up here.
3rd and 3. Ouch. And there's your score. They find the answer.
They hand that off to John Chow on the redirection.
Who else? One of the two runners who's been doing all the work, and a massive touchdown puts WPI back in front.
For a second, it looked like, oh, that was Carey who took the snap. I didn't even notice that wasn't Stephen McDonald. But for a second, it looked like Carey was going to run the power option, handed it off to his fellow running back, John Chow. Those two have been a lethal combination for WPI all night, and the Bears have not really had an answer.
Doobie looking to re-extend the lead to 3 for the Engineers. Extra point is held up. They're going to try for, what the heck is this? They're thinking 2, and he gets run out of bounds. Snap is dropped, as a matter of fact. And trying to make something out of nothing yet again was the holder, Nick DeMazzi.
We got the replay for you. He botched the hold there. He had to pick it up himself and try to run it in.
He got slick.
Satome right there, not letting him get anything.
No free lunch for the Engineers, and their lead will stay at 2, but it is a crucial 2-point lead with less than 12 to play. Light rain, the kind we were looking for, finally falling here at Peter Mazzaferro Field.
Still, however, 9:13 p.m. and 76 degrees. The humidity, believe it or not, has actually gone up. We're now at 89%.
Well, it's raining. I mean, you know.
Feels like 81.
And for the Bears, 2 points feels like an awful lot. Less than 12 to play in the game. And the Engineers have re-seized the initiative to go up 16-14. The usual suspects out back to receive, Wright and Kloutman. Doobie with the kickoff.
A little bit of a different formation here for the Bears kick team.
That's a funky spinner. Here's Wright trying to work his way through. Trying to step over. He's breaking a couple tackles, breaking ankles. He is rolling.
Wright.
He's free. Isaiah Wright will have a kick return touchdown.
Isaiah Wright, the Bears give up the touchdown to WPI, and Wright immediately has an answer for him.
Twice in a row after coughing up a touchdown to the Engineers, Bridgewater has almost immediately responded. In this case, at the very first possibility.
A little bit of retribution for Wright. He muffed the punt earlier, resulting in a field goal, and now a house call for him here in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
And he is ecstatic, as he should be. He made some great cuts on that run. The the special teams blocked very well. Again, another problem with the play calling for the Bears. They have their hands in the air out there. They don't know what's going on. And we've seen this far too many times in the game. Some confusion with the play calling. They got to burn a timeout here, unless it's going to be a delay of game.
Call that 85 yards. And Isaiah Wright takes it home.
Again, on the extra point, the Bears hit with a delay of game. That happened twice last time. I don't know what it is. They can't get their blockers out in time. It looked like...
Take 2 or 3 steps forward and 1 back.
It looked like Justin Hernandez wasn't quite sure what was going on last time. Last time it was Colton Johnson. They just can't get their special team set on these extra point attempts.
Nazo's out here for the extra point from the 15.
They have made his job harder these past couple of times.
Extra point is up and true.
And it has not mattered either time.
Making a 5-point advantage for the Bears after coughing up a 2-point lead to WPI. Isaiah Wright feeling himself.
So here's that replay. He's made some fantastic cuts there, jumping over fallen defenders, breaking away, and it was just the kicker left to track him down, and he did not have a chance. Wright took that one to the house, and he is why the Bears now lead this game by 5 points.
These are the kinds of moments I don't think you could write if you're Bridgewater State. And if you're the Engineers, after such a successful drive, pasting another 6 on the board, you're left to wonder what went wrong. But 11 and a half minutes to answer for WPI, and they will certainly be looking to find some spark to carry them back over the Bears.
And I'm sure that spark will come in the form of Hunter Carey or John Chow as it's came all game.
Or maybe both at some point.
Maybe both, the 1-2 punch. They've seemed to alternate drives here and there, but we saw both of them last time out, so I don't know what to expect.
Two tremendously important scorers for the Engineers this evening. Bears have been spreading it out by contrast. Hannigan and Herzig out back to receive for the Engineers. Kickoff is off. Herzig will take it. He's going to try to make some distance, breaking through, and he will be taken down at right about the 29.
He took Greg Dimitri for a ride a little bit there, but he was able to bring him down before he could get any more. Have the replay there. For a second, I thought WPI might answer back with a kick return touchdown of their own. You see Dimitri grabs onto the back of him, pulls him down. That's a running back for the Bears, making a crucial special teams tackle here in the fourth quarter.
Interesting move. He takes Dimitri for a slide and sets things up. Official spot will be at the 30.
So it's going to be John Chow, at least to get things started here. He's out in the backfield with Stephen McDonald.
Can I just say, this has been a great second half of football.
Absolutely. Didn't see a lot of offense the first half, but things have picked up.
For those of you tuning in or late to tuning in, our score was 7-3 Bears at halftime.
Ben McMahon missed the tackle.
Chow is muscled down around the 31-32.
But the Bears able to recover on that.
It's going to be a pickup of 3. Sort of between the 32 and 33. Spot will be at the 33.
You see Chow just throw McMahon to the ground, but luckily the Bears were able to bring him down eventually. 3 receivers lined up to the left of McDonald. So is Chow lined up left behind him.
Another handoff to Chow, and he's breaking through, chewing up a few more yards, taken down right about the 39.
You know, few tackles look comfortable. Actually, none of them do. But the way he went into Zach Souza on that one could not have been fun. Nevertheless, a solid rush again by John Chow, setting up 3rd and 1 from the 39-yard line.
Engineers looking for the answer after coughing up a kick return touchdown to Isaiah Wright. 3rd and 1. McDonald with Chow behind him. Another handoff, and Chow just breaks his way right through for the first down.
Number 8, Chow on the carry. Good for an Engineers first down.
Well, he's been a crucial part, just getting his head down and busting through, him and Hunter Carey. Case in point.
There's 2 very strong runners running right through contact, and it has worked all night for WPI.
1st and 10 at their own 43 for the Engineers. McDonald all by his lonesome out back in the shotgun position. QB keeper, he's going to try to bust through. He's going to keep busting through, puts on the spin move, and he may have just secured the first down on his feet yet again.
Secure it he will. McDonald once again takes it himself. This time a designed play.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It wasn't the last time, but it worked out both times. Gain of 11 for him here. See, empty backfield, takes the snap and just runs it himself on the draw.
Tremendous little keeper, and he is able to set up shop at the Bears 46.
Didn't carry it a whole lot in their opener against Worcester State, but we're seeing it here.
When he's carried it lethally. McDonald, play action, looking for a pass. Long shot,
and that's
direct
roughing
hit.
the passer. That is roughing the passer. A little bit too much contact there for the Bears. That was number 97. I'll let you take the last name because I'll just mess it up.
DeGirolamo?
Thank you.
Who's had a couple of crucial defensive plays, but he might pick up a flag here.
He's going to get tagged with it on this one. And again, I don't think it was anything intentional. I just think his momentum carried him into it. Nevertheless, the ref's making a good call, protecting the quarterback. But once again, Bridgewater with the penalties.
They're going to come.
You've seen a face mask, roughing the passer. You've seen the unnecessary roughness. 2 delay of games on extra point attempts. I mean, they are just racking up, and now it's going to move WPI further down the field in what's such a close game with under 10 minutes left to play.
Engineers, like you said, have found themselves in a bit of a torture chamber at the hands of the Bears tonight, but they find themselves in brilliant field position after that penalty, setting up shop at the 23-yard line of Bridgewater State. McDonald looking for a resounding answer. Handoff to Chow on the draw. Chow not able to get much of anything, and he will be stopped up just about where he was, perhaps even a loss, depending on your angle.
We get the replay for that little fake throw there by McDonald. Didn't fool anyone. And a gain of 1 for Chow, so 2nd and 9 from the 22 now for WPI.
Even when he gets bottled up, this guy can gain something. It's kind of special. I mean,
both of their running backs as well. I mean, they have been hit behind the line and still come out with positive yardage multiple times tonight.
2nd and 9 at the 22. McDonald, another handoff. Who else but Chow? But he is stopped up.
That time a little bit of a get back for the Bears. They have been ran all over tonight. Luckily for them, able to hit Chow in the backfield quickly, wrapping him up by the legs was Cody Satome.
They are actually going to lose a yard on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 10 back at the 23.
So 3rd and 10 now for the Bears, 23-yard line.
And just 7 minutes and change to go. This is a big defensive stand for Bridgewater State.
Empty backfield for WPI.
McDonald looking for a pass. Plenty of time in the pocket. Quick little dot, reaching up, and what a catch! Mezzo goes airborne and makes a big one.
John Lee seems to think it was incomplete. He was strapped to the hip of Mezzo that whole time. That was some good, very good coverage. Just a fantastic catch and throw by WPI. Gain of 9 on the reception there.
Mezzo at skyscraper height to scoop that one. And the chains are going back, so it won't be. What the heck will it be? Chains started to move for 1st and 10.
It's 4th and 1.
We just heard 4th and 1 up here in the booth. So a big catch by Mezzo to move things along, but the Engineers still need to find another yard.
Hunter Carey now joins them out on the field in the backfield. Some deliberation going on with the refs still. Not sure exactly.
McDonald's going to take a chance to check in with the coach.
What the conversation is. So they're going to say they stopped him from getting the 1st down. That's going to set up the 4th and 1 as we thought.
This may well be the biggest defensive stand of the night for Bridgewater State if they can pull it off. And if not, it will be a huge push forward for the Engineers. Another handoff. Trying to muscle their way through. Did they get it? No good.
WPI showed run again with the fullback lined up in the backfield and Hunter Carey out there.
Oh.
And it looks...
We saw initially one referee waving his arms, but another now calling the 1st down is good. The Engineers seem to have picked Bridgewater State's locks on the 2nd call. A gain of 1, and it was all they needed to set up a 1st down.
So it looks like a little disagreement in between the refs, and now it will, in fact, be a 1st and 10 for WPI.
They've done that a couple of times to us tonight. With a fresh set of downs.
If anything, it just makes us look confused.
What are we doing here?
Another carry for Carey. I really need to stop saying that. He's stopped for no gain.
Engineers with one of the best shots in any drive yet. It will be a gain of 1, in fact, is the official spot. 2nd and 9 now.
My live stats could not update quick enough.
They keep playing us. Don't blame yourself. They're literally doing it on the field, you know.
I feel the need to explain myself to those listening to us.
We're not boobs, we promise. 2nd and 9. McDonald rolling out to his left, trying to find something in the air, trying to hit somebody in the end zone, and he does.
They'll call it a touchdown. Sean Lee Seen seems to disagree with that. It looked like...
Seemed to me from a distance like Mezzo.
He's surrounded by his teammates. We have the replay for you here as McDonald rolls out to his left.
McDonald in the air.
on his offside, throws it, and Mezzo, he got both feet down. I thought he might just have got one down.
Huge catch. Cannot be stated enough by Jay Mezzo. WPI up a point with just over 5 minutes to play, looking to make it a 2-point lead with the extra point.
They're going to set up and go for two. Wildcat formation. There is a whistle.
Move.
I think that's going to be a timeout. So Bridgewater burns their final timeout of the game. Hunter Carey was lined up in the backfield as a Wildcat quarterback. We've seen him take a direct snap a couple times. We've seen them run that play a couple times. I assume that was probably what they were setting up to do.
Let's have a look-see at this brilliant touchdown catch by Jay Mezzo right at the edge of the end zone. Playing through double coverage. He has Sign and Cody Sautome dogging him, and he is still able to just reach up and eat it like it's nothing.
Chun-Li Seen almost got his hand in there to break that one up, but not quickly enough, and a great job by Mezzo by corralling that and getting his foot in bounds. He got both. He only needed 1 foot in bounds, but he got both of them. Very impressive catch and great body control by Jay Mezzo. And we've seen them run that play, that deep shot in the end zone to him a couple times. That time, it finally pays off.
So they will indeed go for two here, the Engineers. Direct shot to Carey. He puts it over the end zone, and it's in. 2 points are good. His target successful. It's Nolan Warner, the tight end, who makes the catch. And WPI extends their lead to 3.
It's not often you see a jump pass ran, but they try it with Carey. He's been so good on the ground, figure might as well fake him.
Just outside the coverage. Brilliant shot from Carey to Warner.
Bears were getting ready to crash the box on that one as they floated up right to Warner. Celestino having a little bit of a conversation with James Cahoon. Peter Celestino, potentially the Bears quarterback of the future. Definitely has a good mentor in James Cahoon.
We have a couple potential Bears quarterbacks of the future hanging around down there, don't we? Both these teams with an embarrassment of riches at various spots, and they've shown it tonight. Bears are going to need to work something. 5:13 to play. They now trail by 3. But they have made their money on quick scores. Perhaps none so dramatic as the Isaiah Wright kick return touchdown we saw on the last BSU possession. They're going to need exactly that kind of scoring right here to get back on top of the Engineers.
Isaiah Wright would like nothing more than to repeat on that one, but I don't know.
Kickoff is out. It's going to come to Kloutman instead. He's going to try to work his way forward. Rolling out to the right, and he breaks a tackle, trying to make his way. He's getting twirled around, and he is going to be spun down and stopped up right about at the 16.
Kloutman cut backwards on that return. I'm not sure I quite understand that move. I get you're trying to avoid the gunners from the other team. At that point, you might as well take whatever positive yardage you can get. Right here, he turns around and loses at least 2 yards on that one. It might not seem like much, but with 5 minutes, 3 seconds left to play, trailing by a field goal.
Looks like a whole lot of pressure. I think I saw Andrews and Cavada getting in on the action there to take him down. Just north of 5 minutes, James Cahoon and his men in red need a score. And it's certainly not going to come on that drive. Or on that play, I should say.
Lost Adam Couch in that crowd of bodies.
I was going to say, who the heck is it? Couch it is. I probably should have surmised.
We'll see the replay here, and he just gets lost, swallowed up almost immediately. You can't even see him right there.
May have gained 1 on the play.
They'll say he gained 2. 2nd and 8.
Perhaps generous, but sure. 2nd and 8.
I'm sure Adam Couch is more than pleased.
Who's he going to complain to? Cahoon thinking pass. He's going to dump it off to Couch, tight end style, and he's going to work his way right across for a first down. Finally wrestled down around the 32.
Adam Couch, great out of the backfield as a runner and a passer. See Cahoon target him out of the backfield yet again on the sideline this time.
You talk about Adam Couch being very tall for a running back, and the thing is, he really can have its cake and eat it too. You know what I mean? He's tall enough to play some of those air plays. We saw his huge touchdown reception, but he's also very good moment to moment as a running back as he scoops up about 4 yards right there on the carry.
Very strong runner, but agile too. He'll make those cuts and make a man miss. So we see him take another carry. Low snap there for Cahoon, but he gets the handoff to Couch, no problem. And Couch will get a couple yards out of that. They'll give him a gain of 5. So 2nd and 5 now from the 38-yard line for the Bears.
Bears with 3.5 minutes left to play with. They trail by 3. Cahoon pass, dumps it right off. Direct shot to Akinshi. And that is a quick first down.
Another quick strike pass by James Cahoon. This time it's Akinshi. He was hit hard for a second. Good job of holding on to the ball.
He's taken down by Stepney.
It's going to be another Bears first down. 48-yard line is where we'll get things started from.
Bears stretch into Engineer territory at their 48 with that big catch by Akinshi. Cahoon the handoff. This time it's Nunes trying to break his way forward, and he may have gained 1.
So we are now down to under 3 minutes left in the game. Bears, of course, I thought they had used all 3 of their timeouts, but they might still have one. I might be mistaken.
No, they don't.
They don't have one.
Engineers have all 3 timeouts, and Bears have nary a 1. It's a gain of 2 on the carry for Nunes. It'll be 2nd and 8 at the Engineer 46. This is stressful. Nunes to Cahoon's left on the shotgun. Cahoon, pass, immediately Dragoon. He gets it to Akinshi. Akinshi trying to work his way across. He is quintuple teamed. And if that's not a first down, it's at least a gain of 9. They're going to say he moved the chains. Great placement by Dan Akinshi. And 2 very consequential catches to move the Bears firmly into Engineer territory.
Almost a crucial tackle by WPI, keeping him in bounds. But they... I'm sorry. It didn't matter as the clock stops while the chains reset.
Couch to Cahoon's left this time. He's trying to get his directions. 10 on the play clock, now less. Motion man is Burchard. Toss over. It's right this time. Usually a running back in the returner, but he's going to get wolfed right down for a TFL.
We've seen them swing right out wide a couple times this game, and he's been the target on a couple checkdowns just like this, and they really haven't gone the Bears' way at all. That's going to be a loss of 2. 2nd and 12 now from the 39 for the Bears.
Just a minute and a half, and they don't have any timeouts.
You got to do something here. At least get Shane Drake in field goal range.
Bears need some magic. Couch to Cahoon's right. The handoff. No, play action, and it was so convincing. He dots it right to Nocera for the first down. He even fooled me.
Michael Nocera absolutely drilled on that. Clock stops as they move the chains. 1:13 left in the game. And the Bears are moving quickly with no time and no timeouts left in the 4th quarter.
Just over a minute. Cahoon still looking for a good play. Thinking in the air. He's getting sacked. Uh-oh. Big takedown. Looks like Newberg who got some action on it.
Newberg had a sack in the opener against Worcester State. Picks up another one there. He's been in on a couple good pass rush plays. And now we are coming to under 40 seconds left in the game.
Cahoon stepping back again. Another vulnerability, and it's incomplete. His intended target was McCarthy. What an enormous sack on the play before that by Newberg, the senior from Rhode Island. Huge defensive stand at the very last moment by the Engineers.
McCarthy's had a couple tough drops today. That not one of them. That's what we call a hospital pass right there. 2 defenders right next to him. That was going to be a difficult one to corral.
3rd and 13 at the Engineer 28, and this is truly BSU's last stand. 36 seconds to play. Cahoon thinking pass. They're poking through again. He's rolling to his right. Dumps one off. Direct to Akinshi. He's trying to muscle his way forward. Looks like a first down.
He will get the first down, so the clock stops temporarily while the chain gang adjusts their position.
They're trying to line up, and Cahoon will spike it.
So this is going to set up a field goal attempt by Shane Drake. And the game, no pressure, is now on his shoulders. He's warming up on the sidelines right now. Cahoon in the offense still out there. They do have time to take another shot as long as they don't get tackled inbounds or sacked.
Knock on wood. if you're a Bridgewater State fan. If you're an Engineers fan, I mean, you probably want that real bad. 24 seconds to play, and it is WPI with a 24-21 lead.
So 3 men to Cahoon's left, 4 if you include Couch, lined up in the backfield, 1 to the right.
2nd and 10 at the 12. Cahoon looking for a dot, finds one. He gets it out of bounds. Burchard, in fact, rolls out of bounds after the catch. Clock is still ticking, though. It is dangerous territory for Bridgewater.
Burchard was already down.
3rd and 10, and they're going to spike it again to go to 4th down.
Burchard was already down by the time he was able to roll out.
So they're going to bring out the field goal unit, and an awful lot will now ride on the shoulders of Shane Drake to try to tie this one up and send us to OT.
Shane Drake not able to connect on any field goals during the game against MIT. No pressure for him at all here.
Yeah, right.
In a huge situation. Field goal would tie it. And a missed field goal would send WPI home 2-0. And they're going to try to ice him. So WPI burns their first time out. Trying to get in Shane Drake's head a little bit.
8 seconds left on the clock. This is absolutely huge. Bears, we talked about really working hard to set themselves up for success quickly. Certainly they were looking for 6 points, but if they can take this thing to OT, they stand a very real chance. They stand a very real chance, and it will be the job of Shane Drake to take a crack at that now. Engineers with a 3-point lead, 24-21. 4th and 9, but it's inconsequential. Drake looking for the tie. The crowd is loud here at Peter Mazzaferro Field. Snap out. Drake to level it. It's blocked. It is blocked. And WPI will go home with a win.
So a crucial moment for the Bears. Another special teams miscue as the field goal attempt is blocked. I'm not sure who that was for WPI. I see a water bottle go flying there from the Bears sideline, but that is a tough break for the Bears.
What a massive defensive play. And the Engineers will step out of here with a win.
That was the wide receiver, Curtin, who got his hand in there on special teams.
6'1", 210, and Bryce Curtin, the Connecticut native, has sealed this one for the Engineers. 1 second on the clock. Turned over on downs anyway. This one is going to belong to WPI. And Luke, what a what a strange, fascinating, tremendous game we've seen here tonight.
This has been quite the display for both sides. It's been a very interesting game. It started out slow, but it ended anything but.
Stephen McDonald has proven, I think, definitively tonight that he and his Engineers are pretty good match against the Mazcac, I'd say.
This will put him at 2-0 against the Mazcac. So definitely a good start so far. The Bears will fall to 0-2. They'll be back next Saturday at Peter Mazzaferro Field.
Make it official.
They'll just kneel that one out, as we all saw coming.
After a where do I even start? After a first half with hardly any offense to speak of, the Bears and the Engineers explode in the second, but it is WPI with the right stuff at Peter Mazzaferro Field. Your final score, Engineers 24, Bears 21. What a tremendous, tremendous game. We'll see you next Saturday, I believe, right here for more Bears football. Until then, thank you so much for joining the Bears Sports Network. I'm lost for words. I'm Matt Donahue.
And I'm Luke Mansfield.
We'll see you next time around here on BSN, and remember that every day is a great day to be a Bear. Take care, folks.